She can't have sugar.
So funny.
That's wild.
Yeah. We had to kick them out, man.
That's a tough day.
Give her free cheesecake.
Managers, girl.
Hey, don't get fired saying that shit.
I'll buy
You want them others to come on off.
Ladies and gentlemen, Animals streaming now on DSPs, Spotify, Apple Music, Spinrilla, SoundCloud, YouTube.
Just as the same as leaves. What up, though?
Love me later, love me now.
Welcome to the Really Good Podcast, man. Home of the Really Good Podcast, home of discussion.
Woo.
It is episode 77.
Oh,
Right, 77.
Yeah.
Dang, lucky numbers.
Yes,
are those angel numbers, buddy? You're the angel number expert. You're the expert, bro.
Bro, I remember
just gotta
it was
ask.
like a year and a half ago, and I really started like getting to shit. I was like, oh, and he was like, "Fuck, dude, he's over here yelling in my ear."
Imagine you're just in the car, and then dude
High
just
as
being
fuck.
like, "Oh!" Just I'm like, bro, would you calm down? Those are the numbers, bro. It's 4, bro. I keep seeing them. I'm like, all right, bro. Well, think about that in your head, okay? And then tell me about it later. But anyways, look, if you're watching this, like and subscribe, man. We've been doing great on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to just let our nuts hang in front of the viewers like this, but it's been going great, man. I really appreciate everyone who's been constantly giving us feedback and commenting on stuff. Some of the shorts, some takes they don't like, man. I'll be honest.
They really
with you.
don't.
I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of stuff I'll be hearing, bro.
Which one did they not like?
I'm still getting called an alcoholic on the regular. People just chime in on that post, all because of a small little take I made. They don't like you. The Muslims do not appreciate your takes. And the black women still don't like you, brother.
Bruh, I don't like white women.
Is it a narrative, or do you feel like there's any truth to it? Like, do you?
It was 2 clips.
Basically, like,
It was 2 clips.
Do you have a preference on skin color, and in terms of like, you prefer only white women with no melanin, or like, what's your take on that?
I hate y'all.
I'm asking you. I'm giving you a chance. I'm giving you a chance to clear the
You're
air.
bombarding me right now. I feel bombarded.
All right,
feel
he didn't
attacked.
answer. So they're for sure gonna keep the narrative.
I feel attacked.
For the viewers at home, all the women that I've seen Tori talk to are like black
Fat.
and Latina.
Oh yeah.
And Trunky.
Wait a minute.
Chunky blacks and
one
Latinas.
Samoan.
Yeah.
But honestly, I haven't seen you talking to too many white girls like that.
How many white girls? You say too many. Like, how many white girls have you seen me talk to?
Any is too many. No, you definitely talked to you talked to a white girl in Vegas. You were
What girl?
That UK girl. I assume she's white.
It
Everyone
wasn't
UK
even
is
a
white.
talk, bro. We walked
Everyone
past-
UK is white. I assume
It was a walk past. Hey, you from UK? I'm from LA. Oh, okay, kiss me type shit. Like, that's really all that was. Yeah.
So you're saying if she was a black woman, you would have turned her down?
Hell nah.
Okay. Look, I see. I'm giving you the floor to clear the air,
I would have
bro.
pursued harder. You feel me?
See, like, I'm Charlemagne, you academics. They just brought him on Breakfast Club. Had him clear the air about his See,
I see what you're saying. No, honestly, yeah. I don't. If it's a preference, I do prefer melanated women because I feel like they understand me better, and that's just what I want out of my woman. Honestly.
So then, all right, rank them. What race do you prefer the least? Let's just get it all on the table, man.
Nah, what the fuck?
Come on, say
Type
it.
of question it is.
What
I
skin
haven't
color?
dated every race, honestly, so I really wouldn't know. But
Be
I feel
honest.
like okay,
You don't want no white girl.
What about Yugoslavian?
Yugoslav. Nah, no Yugoslavian.
Come on, man.
Would your mom be mad if you brought home a white girl?
She wouldn't be mad, but she would question my existence.
Okay, well,
I can't
that
believe
might
you
be
brought this Polish
worse
puff
than
powder into the house. Like, what?
That'd be
She wouldn't
funny.
be mad. Like, okay, if I brought her home, she already knows it's not like something serious. She would be like, "Why is she here?" Because like me and my mom know like which girls are gonna come to the house and which girls are not gonna come to the house. Because that's like my best friend, so she already know who I'm talking to. Whatever. I'd be like, "Yeah, you're not gonna meet her. Don't even trip." So it's like, all right, cool. But
Okay.
if a white girl ended up at the house, she would be like,
It's because you're out of electricity.
it has something. You know what I
And
mean?
you
It
need
got to be some
something
reason.
to brighten up the day, you know?
All right. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll have to clip this to clear it up for the viewers, man. It's so funny though. Every time you make any slight reference to it, like you were talking about a stripper, and you just say, "Oh, she looking good. She light skinned," bro. All the females was in there. Why you have to say light skin? Why you like?
Yeah.
I mean, he was describing her, but
If she was dark skinned, I would have said dark skin. Like I have no problem with dark skinned women. I was just painting a picture.
You think they do that to you because you're dark skinned?
for sure,
Yeah.
self hatred.
Well, no, I think honestly, it's like a fucking witch hunt because there are a lot of black dudes who publicly denounce black women and just talk shit about black women.
Fresh
and
as
so,
that.
like, and then on the pod, of course, we're talking about women a lot. So it's like, oh, okay, he has a take about women. He's not talking about them in the best light, saying promotion, or promote
WNBA.
women. Yeah, or any topic like that. And then it's like, oh,
But they'd be so quick to say self.
they'd be so quick to say something else because they want to see it and they've seen it from other people. You feel me? They've seen that on other realms of social media. So they're like, oh, he must be the same one. He might be that same type that just likes white women. Like, no, I'm not. Get to know me. Listen to it. What we talking.
Bro, you want to be fresh and fit so bad. Just admit it.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, you just
I love my black queens.
You want to be fresh.
Oh God. But
I've never even
anyways,
been with a Latina girl. So
anyways, man, a lot of good shit happened this week, man. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. But what were y'all on this week, man? Everyone was vibing. This fool had the internet guy at his house all day long, bro. If you were on a date, just say that, bro.
Bro, no, I was not.
I have the internet getting worked on, bro. Fucking 5 hours later, bro. Man, we caught this fool at Popeyes, bro. He was at Popeyes munching all day long, acting like he had an internet guy
This
over.
motherfucker was looking at my location when I was at the house.
Because we were debating if we should go get these splitters for the headphones.
Good.
Oh, by the way, y'all see the drip. Everyone got headphones on now. These guys are producing the podcast live now, man. This is going to be a different experience.
Fire.
But you were debating if we should go. Then I'm like, oh, let me check his location. I'm like, yo, he's for showing it. It looked like he in the drive-thru at Popeyes, bro. Like his car is right where the drive-thru would be. And then he called you. You're like, y'all already know where I'm at. Like, yep. All right, we going.
Okay, hold on. Let me tell you about the internet motherfuckers. This is what happened. I was at home. They're supposed to show up at 9 o'clock, right? 9 a.m. I made this appointment because I couldn't make it to the Thursday appointment. They're supposed to show up at 9. 9 o'clock hits. I'm looking at the door. They're not here. Then they give me a call. They're like, yo, they're experiencing some trouble, so they're going to be there from 10 to 10:30. Motherfucker shows up at 10:30. He comes in, fixes my internet, does his shit. I'm like, okay, cool. Everything's connected. I guess everything's working out. I log on. 5 minutes after he leaves, my shit is fucking up. Now I can't. I'm like, yo, I can't look up these. I can't research topics. I can't do none of this stuff. And I'm so frustrated. So I call him again. I was like, yo, what's going on? I left him a voicemail. He don't call back.
That nigga was speeding off. He probably knew damn well that shit was not gonna hold up. He's like, yep, all good. You know, just check it out. I actually gotta run out, but let me know how it goes. He don't want you to check that shit.
Because usually they do a test, right? They do a test. They test the modem, test the Wi-Fi before they leave.
Bro, they did all that. Doesn't work. I have to call them back. Now I'm waiting for another hour for a phone call to find out if they're gonna come back. If they have time to come back, bro. Hour and 30 minutes go by, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I gotta go to this podcast, and I'm super frustrated at this point. But I'm being super cordial on the phone because in the past I've gotten in trouble by not being cordial on the phone. They charge me hella money. Yeah, you can't be a Karen on the phone. But then the guy comes back. He finally fixes the internet, and then after all this, I'm so frustrated because the power goes out at work. I don't have internet at the house. I just felt so useless to the world for some reason because you can't log on to shit. And just thinking about it, if we ever get hacked and power grids go down, we are useless humans, bro. We ain't gonna be doing shit. I bet there's some from the pack that are gonna do shit, but in California, I feel like a lot of us would just die. Cause it just doesn't make any sense. Because I'm not gonna be able to. I'm so used to having things either delivered to me, or if I have a question for something, the answer is right in my phone. I don't have to use brain power. All these things. I feel like, imagine power goes out. You get a flat tire. How you gonna change the tire? You know how to just change the tire from the top of your head?
You need internet for the tire.
Motherfucker.
Well, I have changed the tire without the internet. When I first needed to change the tire, I needed the internet. You know.
But you think
but now that I know how to do it, I'll be able to do it.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, there will be a lot of life would definitely be way harder without the internet, for sure.
It's trash, bro.
Yeah.
My internet been tweaking on me, so you feel pretty useless.
Remember your gas shit? You bought that little the thing that closes your gas tank. You know, before he bought this one with the fucking key on it.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was the stupidest shit ever. So we couldn't figure it out. We're like, all right,
bro, it's crazy.
We gonna figure it out.
I don't even know if anyone wants to hear about this though.
Okay.
That's the crazy part. What was y'all on this week? Y'all got anything good to talk about?
This week really just working, editing, shooting. But I was meditating.
What you shooting though?
What was I shooting? I was shooting a concept video. I was shooting a music video. And I came up with a new idea for a poem, so I already got that shit out the way.
Hey, you back on your poem bag?
Yeah, I got one ready to go actually.
You never wrote me no poems.
Yeah, I haven't. But this week was cool, bro. I was just meditating on
y'all with that meditation shit again.
I wasn't meditating. I meditate every day, all day, every day. So I was it's really a meditative state. It's a brainwave state. But
you got a smooth brain.
I got a regular brain. But nah, meditating on letting go of who I'm not and really categorizing what that is and what that isn't, like who I am and who I'm not, right? So like you go through the same lessons, like you might have learned something when you're 13, right? But now that you have a different perspective and you've gone through life, that same lesson hits differently, you know? So like I was going through my day to day, and let's say I have a negative thought come up, like I don't even finish the thought because I'm like, wait, that's not me, you know? And it was just so clear differentiating like what is me and what's not me this week. It was just very different. Like the clarity's been crazy. So it's just been cool, honestly.
What do you feel like is you? Or like what were you like debating on? Try to like just figure out like how you identify, like if you're trans or if you're on some.
Nah, cause like I get like starting a new business, you know, you have like certain thoughts like, oh, can I do it, or like fear of failure, shit like that. But I'm like, man, before I gave a fuck about anything or even realized who I was as a persona or anything like that, I didn't have fear. Like why am I associating myself with fear with anything? Like when I was a kid, I was fearless, you know? And then I got to a certain age where I started thinking more and more and got into my head about shit. And then it was like that for a certain amount of time. So some of those thoughts are kind of like crystallized, you know? And so I'm at a point now where I'm going through those thoughts and it's like just flooding out. I've been going through them, but it's like, okay, how do I process it now? How do I categorize what's going on? And so this week has just been like very cool. Like, okay, I like maybe I don't see myself as a businessman because I didn't start a business when I was 7.
Well, you're not a businessman.
I'm a business.
You a business man.
Yeah, so like you like shit like that. Okay, oh, I didn't sell candy. Am I a hustler? Am I really a hustler? You know, I wasn't really out there. I wasn't grinding like that. Like when I went to school, you know, my mom was still paying for shit. I didn't really do it myself. Like, can I really do this for myself? You know what I mean? So like questions like that, and it's like, nah, I am, because I'm in a good position now, thanks to my family and stuff like that. But I got to give myself more credit for shit that I have done. You know?
Yeah.
So,
bro, I heard this quote. I don't know if it's stupid or not. I don't know. I'm just curious what y'all think. It said, experience is the worst teacher. It gives you the test it gives you the test and then gives you the lesson, but you will learn.
I think experience is the best teacher, honestly.
But you get the quote though?
I don't.
Experience is the worst teacher. This teacher gives you the test and then gives you the lesson, but you will learn.
Gives you the test, then gives you the lesson.
Because how do you learn from experience? Like, what's the process of learning from experience?
I mean, yeah, you get tested, right?
You fuck something up.
Yeah.
You fucking fail the test. You do something stupid, and then like now you've learned the lesson. But like if you think of it as a teacher, it's like the teacher, you give the lesson and then you give the exam. But like experience, you have to go through it and then fuck something up, and then you're like, oh shit, I learned from it. I don't entirely like so many things I learned from experience, but like you have to do your best to alleviate as much as you can prior to the experience. Like, right. If like it's like we're gonna like we set up to shoot the BNT pod. It's like if we just said fuck it, we're just gonna show up on the day of and shoot it all. Like imagine how much more hectic and how much worse it would have been versus understanding like we gotta alleviate as much as we can and like prepare as much as we can, and then also understand it's our first time shooting at this location, shooting this podcast, shooting with this audio format. It's going to already be learning curve, but we got to alleviate as much as we can. But then then that experience part kicks in. All right, well, now we've actually shot it. But I feel like sometimes people don't prepare enough for what they're doing. They just like willy-nilly want to go in. Yeah. And then it's like, well, you're going to have a lot of experience to learn from, because you're going to be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't just fucking fly by the seam of our pants.
I mean, and preparation is a great point too, because it's like you think about anxiety and fear, right? Because I was talking about that. It's like I don't think I'm trying to work to the point to where it's like I don't fear anything. I fear no man, fear nothing.
Fear God.
Yeah, if you want to say that. But like other than that, nah, what is there to fear?
What you think about that when people talk about fearing God?
I think
sorry, you can finish your point if you're saying shit.
I was just saying, like, really, it's like, what reason is there to be anxious if you're prepared? If you know you've done everything in your power to prepare as best as you could, why am I scared? What am I fearful for? And there might be butterflies, which is great. I want butterflies before I do some shit. Let's say I got I should still have butterflies. If I don't, I quit. You know, like I should still have that bit of excitement.
I had one basketball game I didn't have the butterflies. You played like shit. You know? I was playing like dog shit, bro. I think that was a rare time I sat at the end of the game. I was doing some bullshit out there, bro.
But not going through that. So it's like I'm not an anxious person. So it's like in my everyday life, I'm so different than like how I am even like on the pod or just even around like y'all. But like y'all know me, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all my homies, so y'all know me differently than anybody else.
But like when you're going into different settings, right?
Exactly. It's like I'm not anxious about certain shit. Like a lot of shit I'm not anxious about. So it's like why would I be anxious about something I want to do? And it's like I don't identify with that. Like that's not me, bro. Like stop that shit.
I feel like I still battle that because it's like sometimes, just like you said, like when you're a kid, you're not afraid of anything or saying whatever's on your mind. But now it's like, you know, you kind of watch other people say something and then they get in trouble for it, so it's kind of stuck in your head, or
it's conditioning.
Exactly. So it's like you might hold your tongue for something like politically correct or something like that. But yeah, I feel like that it's something that you got to just keep facing, because especially with the anxiety, I feel like it'll get easier as long as you're well informed. Like, for example, if you're going to speak, you'll do better if you actually know the content that you're going to speak about.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But no, the point you said about fearing God, okay, so that comes just from like the religious mindset. So really, like, you got the Old Testament, you got the New Testament. The Old Testament, God was whooping some ass. He was throwing out floods, killing babies, killing people. Like, he was doing all type of tests, all type of shit, bro. He had the story of Job. It was him and the devil.
Job is a good story.
Yeah, Job is a great story. I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but him and the devil had a bet to see who could tempt Job. You feel me? And then he took away. Job was the best praiser, everything. Like, I love you, God. He took everything from him, the cattle, the sons, the wife. I mean, everything. Job was down and out, and he still was praising God. So that's the story of that, right? But it's like fear God of like, okay, you know that there is a higher power above you that could take away everything you have if he wanted to. That's that mentality.
Oh, okay. Then in that sense, I could get that a little more.
I think fearing God is just like kind of lowering your ego.
Yeah, in a way.
You know, because it's like sometimes you might be very successful in your businesses, in your home life and everything, but there is something that you should like kind of
like it could all be taken away.
To.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it's like you gotta. I guess fearing God is humility. You know?
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing I see about fearing God.
That's really
actually that makes a lot more sense, because I'm just like, when I think of like fearing God, I'm like, I don't really just like walk around like with fear of God. Like, I don't really understand. And I thought it was more based on like judgment once you get to that afterlife. But like, I feel like if you're really living like righteously, or like, you know, what are you that fearful of? Like, I either get in or I don't. But in that aspect of, because I do think about like the Job story, like, yeah, bro, like whatever hard, because people like, they face hard times and they'd be like, why would God do this to me? Like, bro, we're like a grain of sand. Like, the earth is so big. Like, there's so many people in this. Like, people die every day and we don't question God because of that. But then when it's someone personal to you know, people are so quick to question. But in the sense of like, you know, knowing everything can be taken away, you don't know what happens the next day. I can see like understanding like fearing God in that sense. Yeah.
I mean, I really don't understand the term. Like, stop telling kids to fear God like that. Like, God is a scary concept for kids,
not,
bro.
It's not an endearing term. Like, no one's like excited to fear something. Like, you should fear that guy. Fear him. Like, oh, wow, that's really like, I got a lot of love for this guy now. Nah, you kind of probably gonna try to avoid that. Should we get into some topics? What y'all boys want to start with? What did we say we would start with? Did we say we start with that nigga the baby? No. We said we'll start with P&B. All right, man. What happened to the? You're probably the biggest the baby guy here. What's up with your boy, man?
I thought we were gonna do P&B Rock.
Oh yeah. All right, P&B Rock, man. Fuck, I gotta pull up the article for P&B Rock. First of all, another RIP for P&B Rock, man.
Yeah.
All right. So they caught the people that did the shit.
Woo.
Weird. It was a husband, a wife, and a kid.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand, the kid was the one pulling the trigger. But all right, let's see. Suspect caught in, where does everyone from LA run to? Vegas, for sure. Mm-hmm. Suspect caught in Las Vegas following family arrests. By the way, his kid got arrested, his wife got arrested, and his ass is on the run. Yeah. Bro. You know,
you gotta take the whole family. And why Vegas out of all the places?
Shit.
Like, they got hella cameras. It's like,
yeah, Vegas is not the best spot, bro.
Where would you run to?
Mexico.
Guatemala. Mexico first, and then I'm going anywhere else.
Oh, yeah. I'm in Bakersfield with it, boy. Bakersfield or Stockton, bro. Barstow too, bro. Some desert shit. A 40-year-old man was arrested after his son and wife were taken into custody in California. All three face charges for P&B Rock. Authorities apprehended a third suspect in the P&B Rock murder case on Thursday, September 29th. The Los Angeles Police Department announced the task force arrested Freddie Lee Trone in Las Vegas. What a bitch-ass name. The 40-year-old man was charged with murder, robbery, and conspiracy to commit robbery. Earlier this week, Trone's teenage son and wife were arrested in connection to P&B Rock's murder. The teen, whose name hasn't been disclosed, was also charged with murder, robbery, and conspiracy to commit robbery. Trone's 38-year-old wife, Chantel, was charged with accessory after the fact. I've heard she was like the getaway driver.
Yeah.
P&B
that
Rock,
makes sense.
whose real name was Rakeem Allen, was fatally shot at All right, we know this. He was 30. The murder. Who's saying this? District Attorney. The murder of Miss. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Well, that's kind of fucked. What did you like when you first heard about what had happened? Did you have any like preconceived notion of like what you thought it was about? Because I would have just thought it was some grimy hood niggas.
Exactly. I thought it was just gonna be motherfuckers. They see a motherfucker with a nice car, nice trains, and this is an opportunity. We gonna rob this motherfucker. Once this story comes out, I'm kind of in awe. Like, you guys were like planning this shit. Like, is there any connection to him?
And it's a fucking family affair. Like, what is this, bro? Like, and it's a teen. They didn't disclose his name. That means he's a minor. It ain't no 19, 18-year-old. He's 17, 16. What the fuck they got going on, bro?
I'm shocked that the mom was like, yeah, okay, I'll be the driver. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. I would think that at least somebody from the family is like level-headed and say that's like, I don't think this is a good idea,
bro.
But everybody was
Does it say how long they were planning it for?
I don't think enough came out yet.
They don't know enough about that. There were a bunch of people somehow. All right. Apparently he said, this is not what I wanted for him. If I could go back, I would. Apparently that's what he said while he was on the run. They're saying he left a cryptic message. I'll read the article. Last suspect, father, son, joy. If we look at the first sentence of this article, you will realize that something is awry. Prior to his capture, the father, through his Instagram, posted that message. Cryptic but clear. He was expressing regret and also guilt, seemingly. This does not bode well for his chances as the trial looms. You have the right to remain silent. It's not just a cliche. Anyway, you can be dealing. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, it really doesn't matter. So basically his statement was, this is not what I wanted for him. If I could go back, I would.
They kept saying cryptic message. I was like, yo, damn, this motherfucker writing in Morse code. I was so confused.
Cryptic?
Yeah, when they said cryptic, I was like, damn, he writing code and shit. But once I read...
You thought that because of crypto?
No, just like...
Isn't that what cryptic means?
No.
Yeah, I thought it would be...
A cryptic message is like it's like basically exactly what he said. That's definitely a cryptic message. All right.
I thought cryptic was like coded language.
Yeah. That's
it's having a meaning that is mysterious or obscure.
I don't think that's pretty obscure. He said exactly what he said.
Yeah.
He's like, if it could have went down differently, it would have went down differently.
Yeah. Obviously, you wouldn't want that for your son.
But I don't get that. No. They say they just ran in and started shooting, so I don't even know how you could have that type of remorse. That's crazy.
And you don't have remorse because after they stole the chains, they took the car that they were in, got away, and tried to burn the car. So it's like you're not remorseful if you try to get rid of evidence like that. Like, this was a full out, thought out thing you did.
You think that they knew PNB Rock?
I think the kid did.
Okay,
for sure.
Like, I don't think you're saying knew him personally or knew who he was?
Just knew who he was in that sense.
Apparently, they were scoping it out. They were chilling outside before they saw him pull in, and it had nothing to do with the Instagram post. Turns out
that's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, I guess his girl's in the clear now because of posting the location. But if they're just waiting out there for an opportunity, they found one, and I'm just like, damn, bro. I'm more curious on like whose plan was it? Was it the dad or the 17-year-old?
I feel like your 17-year-old is not putting you on plays like, yo, trust me, pops, this is gonna change everything for us.
I feel like the 17-year-old knew who it was. Like, oh, that's PNB. He got the chain. He got the drip. And the dad was like, all right, go get him. You know, and it was that type of situation.
That's just sad, man.
And it's just sad. Like, you know how much of a bum you got to be as a father to send your kid to go do some dirty work like that, and then when y'all get caught up, you're on the run while your kid's sitting in jail for some shit.
But
like,
y'all are such idiots. Like, what is the mentality? Like, we're gonna walk into this clearly public place where they obviously have cameras, shoot a dude in broad daylight, and like that, you're just gonna ride off in the sunset.
Bro,
like,
but they got ski masks, man. They got ski masks.
Yeah, bro, and cameras all over LA. Like, they're gonna watch you driving that car and shit. Exactly. I do wonder how they found him, because they did find him very quickly. You got to give the police props. It did not take them very long. But I'm not even surprised that it didn't take them long. Like, you're in a public ass place, bro. Like, there's so many cameras watching that car drive off and whatnot. You think someone tipped him off? I think someone did, actually.
For PNB, just like for PNB to be in town, or
no? Do you think someone tipped out the police?
Probably, just because it's like, if it's three of you guys probably got family, friends, or just
and you know the kid be blabbing. Kids blab, bro.
Yeah. Imagine kids on the live with it. He's just like, hey man,
probably
got these new trains, man. And it's like, bro,
he wore them bitches to school the next day.
That's a possibility. If it was a setup, whoever set it up could feel bad and be like, oh, I'm a snitch now. I didn't know he was gonna die. I didn't want him to die.
The plan is just so dumb. It's like, you're gonna take trains off of somebody. It's like,
how short-sighted can you be?
Shoot him, right? Like, so you're gonna shoot the person and take their chains, I guess if you just held them at gunpoint and then tried just taking their chains,
See,
you probably wouldn't be spending as much time in jail.
Right, exactly.
You know?
It would just be robbery,
So,
bro.
yeah.
Y'all crazy for
and
that.
you're not even gonna get money for the chain though. Like Pop Smoke's chain, when that shit got taken, sold for $2,000.
Wait, why
Like,
is
what?
that?
Just because resale value. What jeweler's gonna take that? Even if you went to a pawn
because
shop,
it
you're
was
not gonna get
clearly-
that much money.
Because
yeah.
it was clearly Pop Smoke's.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say gold holds its value though, but
Yeah, you
if
have
it's
to burn
clearly
it.
someone else's, facts.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're not gonna take that.
That's
money.
how
That was-
you would make more money if like you take it apart.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but a
Then
lot of
the
jewelers won't even take that job. They would just be like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not touching that. Because they know exactly where it came from.
You gotta do a robbery with the jeweler. That makes a lot of sense. You see, then you just have the motherfucker right there, and then now he'll take it all apart, and then you make your bag.
I think Gucci got a bar about that.
Or maybe
Jewelers.
we shouldn't just be doing robberies at all. Like,
No robbery.
yeah.
or that.
Fat Joe made a comment though. He was like, he's not mad at the robbery. He's just like, it could have went down differently, and dude didn't have to die.
Fat Joe.
Fat Joe, because he was like, yeah, I used to rob people. I was a stick up kid, and but you just shouldn't kill him. You don't have to kill him. Once you get the shit, you good, And but it makes sense. Like, just give up what you got, and that's it. But it's like when you kill
But like
people,
that's part
too
of the
much,
sport, bro. Like,
Yeah,
even motherfuckers I would just rob. So what you do when the dude tries to take the gun from you, you're gonna have to shoot him. Like, you put yourself in that position.
Right.
And bro, I forgot who it was from Chicago. He said he got shot 2 separate times. Both times dude pulled out a gun and he's like, what you about to do with that shit? And he starts slapping the dude. The dude shot him in like the shoulder. Like, the dude didn't want to shoot him. Obviously, if you shot a dude one time in the shoulder because he starts smacking out your gun and shit, like, you don't want to be in no position, bro. If you're not ready to pull a trigger, don't pick up a gun.
Yeah.
And don't be on, no, we were just going to rob him. It wasn't supposed to go like that. Man, no one trying to hear that shit, bro. Like, it just, that's that throw you in a pit of fire. Like, oh, I thought he would be able to get out. Bro, come on. Like, what type of game are we playing? We're like,
Right.
now we can be, I never planned to pull the trigger. I was just aiming it right at his head. Bro, okay. Well, go sit in jail for the rest of your life.
That just seems like misguidance and, like, I guess being...
Don't assume.
Huh?
He's probably a great dad.
nah.
He'd probably be taking his ass to the park. They playing football on the
Hell no.
weekends. What? He's a ride or die type pops.
He put him on track and field so he could rob and run fast.
Oh God.
He had some posts they found like he had blood till I die or some shit like that.
Oh,
some
yeah,
posts
on the
like
story.
Oh, they blood?
Yeah,
The Inglewood.
Yeah, I guess
it's
the dad
it's
was.
on that article. But
I forgot exactly what he said. But
And that's who you doing your work with, your son and your fucking wife.
yeah, I don't
Way
know.
to take care of the family, pops.
That's a
Bro
role
is
model.
a pussy. What was that fool's name again?
role model
Tron,
of the year.
Terrell, what was it?
Lee
Tron,
Jones,
some bullshit. No, what was his first name? I feel like I
Jeremy.
just heard someone else with that first name.
Jeremy.
It wasn't Jeremy.
No, I don't know.
It wasn't Jeremy.
I know who it was.
What?
Abduliki.
I'm trying to make Abduliki joke.
Let's go. Yeah, but no. For
At least you
real.
guys can hear yourselves now.
Yeah.
You guys are hearing the audio
Abduliki sounds good.
that the guests will be here. Or to the fucking guests. You guys are guests in the podcast realm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
nah,
well,
that shit's
fuck,
sad.
dude. He's a loser. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that his whole family will all be rotting in prison.
Yeah.
And they're never going to see each other again. I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. Your wife is going to be getting. I don't even know how like lesbians be raping in prison. But I hope whatever it is gruesome. And she's getting that.
Glock dookies, all that
The
shit.
son, oh yeah, he going to be getting that work in prison.
Fuck.
And then I'm trying to think, okay, what's the takeaway from this? And it's like, bro, the family did it. Because at first it's different if it like, okay, one of the employees tipped them off or some gang banging shit. But bro, a family of 3,
It's just weird.
that's crazy.
It's weird.
That's
Like-
an outlier. Like you would never see that. So it's like, man, like especially right now, bro, tuck that chain. Don't even wear that shit. Tuck that watch. It's not worth it, bro.
Yo, do they give like therapy in prison at all? Like, do prisoners?
Yeah, they're supposed to
They're
have some
allowed
like
to have
rehabilitation shit. Yeah.
It's a correctional
I
facility.
hope they don't get it.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Bro, but
I would
honestly,
hope
at the same time, though, I feel like salty. I feel like my dad would never be down to put in no work like that with me. He wouldn't. I feel like he would not at all. He'd be all I'm busy. Like,
So
dude,
if you killed somebody, you don't think your dad would help you bury the body?
no,
At
no,
all?
no.
Hell
Damn.
no.
I don't think so.
No. What about your
My
mom?
dad don't love me.
He love you,
Nah.
man.
Not enough to bury a body.
Yeah,
So
he bought
obviously he
you-
don't love me.
Everything in here, bro.
Huh?
All this camera equipment, all these mics, daddy's money. No, I'm just playing.
You can hear yourself, right? Are your headphones
that,
working?
that joke's getting
Are your
funnier
headphones
every
working?
time you say it.
You
It
hey,
gets
we
funnier
laughing.
every
We
time you
laughing,
say
bro.
it.
Hey, your jokes, we need some laughter out of those, big boy. Now back to Rafiki. Now, where are we at with it?
No, we on the next topic.
The baby.
You want to get into?
Oh
the
yeah,
baby?
my dad don't love me. He wouldn't do no work with me. That's all I'm saying.
My dad might do some work with me. I can't.
Your
lie.
dad for sure. He'd be calling you to the work, bro. He'd be calling you
Let me
straight
do
for the
some
work, bro.
Yeah.
He be hitting you up. Yo, Tori, need you for a second, buddy. You got no idea what you walking in
I would
on.
say yeah though, just cause like that's me.
Okay, do you think it's less bad if it's the dad's idea and the son was just following along? Do you feel bad for the kid at all?
No, he was doing from the
fuck
start.
all of them, bro.
I mean, I feel like he's doing from the start. Of course, like at 17, I don't think you're able to make your own decisions. I don't care what you say. So like, you're still following your parents' footsteps. If your dad is like, all right, I allow you, son, to go kill that nigga, you're probably gonna be like, okay, cool. Like me and dad doing a lick. You're not really thinking about, okay, I'm really about to go kill somebody, a grown man who has another family. Like as a kid at 17 years old, you're not cognizant of that shit.
Bro, I don't have any sympathy for 17-year-olds. He's a rotten egg, and he needs to starve.
But if your dad told you to go do that shit at 17, you probably would, bro.
Bro, rotten 17-year-old egg. Send him to the Lions. I still always agree with our take about the Lions, the fucking battle royale, the melees. Bro, give them all machetes and let them go at it. Matter of fact, put the wife, the husband, and the son. Yeah, here is one machete. You guys got to figure it out. Only one of y'all is coming out.
That would be great, bro. That would be great. We really got.
I think it's good.
I think the dad's coming out on top.
If he's a dirtbag, like how you kill your son and your wife, bro?
He would.
That's actually the solution. Is that not the solution?
I would think that he would come out on top.
And that's honestly fair. You just took someone else's son away from them, so y'all got to figure it out.
Shit.
See, bro, when we're running shit, when we're on top,
Job,
we're running. We're calling all these shots, bro.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Fuck, dude, I'm messing up the order. Do you guys want to talk to Baby or you guys want to talk to Apple Guy? I like the Apple executive. I'll be honest.
I like
Real quick, we get the Apple guy.
All right, here we go.
Good sir, your car's awesome. What do you do for a living?
I should probably give him an intro, huh? Sorry. Itchy ear alert. All right, so Apple dude, right? Apple executive. Tony Blevins. Fired. Over a TikTok video. Not that he made, that he was on. Who's the guy that, one of them guys, Daniel Mack. One of them dudes that runs up and be like, what do you do for a living? Do you think that shit's corny? Or do you think it's good content?
I like his style of content. That's cool. I like the ones too where they're like, "Oh, what kind of clothes are you wearing?" I'm not mad about that.
That one's fun.
I've seen
it's
way
fun.
worse, you know, because it's like, okay, that guy might say something insightful, you know, because he's like, "Oh, what job do you do?" And then like, "How did you get that job?" Like that's more business oriented. I'm cool with that content.
Yeah, I honestly I like the content. I think it's good content. I just wouldn't want to be that guy. Because like eventually, like, dog, every day you're asking, "Hey man, what do you do for a living?" Like, I don't know, bro. It's like,
and I feel like it's like scripted too. Sometimes he'll ask them, "What do you do for a living?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, man, I do this." And they'll be like, "Yo, you want to pull up to the crib?" It's like, bro, motherfucker. We know you guys talked before this to plan this video. It's just like probably when he first started. It's just like how you say about the Vic Blend shit. You know, you're just cutting people up.
Vic Blends is a cornball, bro.
I think this guy's a cornball. It's just like you're doing the same exact shit every single video. And okay, cool. How is this helping you in the business world if you just say what you do?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's not helping anybody. You're not giving game. You're not telling anybody. They just say it and then just skirt off. Like, what did that do for my brain?
Right.
For 15 to, I could be a data analyst. Wow. I could drive a SMG. Like, what? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just interesting enough where you want to know, like, what does this guy do? Like, you know, you're kind of interested. But only thing I don't like is the optic of, like, that the guy asking is like so ambitious. He wants to, like, bro, you're just asking people what they do for a living. Like, that's the most like base level thing. Because I remember we had a homie, every time he'd see someone in a nice car, he'd be like trying to pull them off, like, can we talk? Bro, I'm the hardest working guy I know. Just show me how to get to the top. How do I get there, man? I work harder than anyone I know. And I was,
why are you doing the accent?
I know the accent's so perfect.
Y'all know who I'm talking about, bro. And I'll be like, man, looking at it now especially, it's like, that doesn't make you ambitious or like a real hustler, because you keep flagging down people with nice shiny objects. Yeah. And like, bro, show me how to get there. I work so well. You're working hard. Well, what's the plan? Show me, like, what do you have a... Also, everyone always says you should have a 5-year plan, but I wonder, no one ever says, well, I'm in year 3 of my 5-year plan. So in the next 2 years, and then I'll make another 5-year plan. People always be like, you should always have a 5-year plan, but they never talk. No one's ever like, yo, I'm actually at year 2, so I'm actually planning for those next 3 years.
I think it's more so like a personal thing, like your own personal 5-year plan. That's not something you share with people, like 5, 10, 15, 20
or like
year
your
plan.
progress of the years. Like, I don't think I would tell people, because it's like, I feel like you just scope it out in your head or have it down on a board or whatever the fuck it is. 5 years is
Why don't you want to tell people?
Huh?
Why wouldn't you want to tell people?
How often do people ask? That's like, it's like, I feel especially in the place that I am right now, it's like I could focus for my year right now and then see where that year takes me to see my 5-year plan.
But if you did have a 5-year plan, you wouldn't feel comfortable like speaking on it?
I feel it makes it a little bit more real. You know, when you speak on it, there's certain things that, okay, I do want to do that in 5 years, but am I going to be in that space? Like, what, like, shit might change. You know, it's like speaking about something in the future, it's like, or like writing down in your, I feel like that's something for you to write down by yourself. I just wouldn't express it to you because it's like, okay, 5 years later, I'm doing some completely different shit. Oh, bro. See, the 5-year plan's working out now.
That's why you gotta grind during them 5 years. Make sure. I don't know. I feel like when you speak on, like, you voice your actual goals and whatnot, there's weight to that because then you actually have to be held accountable. If I tell y'all, yeah, 3 years, I'm gonna have shit scaled to this, you ain't got shit to look. If you're not have nothing to look back on, like, did I actually do any of the shit I said I'd do in these last 3 years? And it's like, if you just have it kept to yourself, then there's nothing holding you accountable. Then you just living and going. Next thing you know, you're
the accountability.
I would say business plan is different than 5-year plan. Like, let's say, okay, we're all talking about business. Okay, what's your business plan? Okay, yada yada yada.
Well, 5-year business,
which might fit into a business, but like that's a conversation I'll have probably with like a financial advisor or something. But like 5-year plan is just not something a regular business talk like conversation. Like you're not going to a table talking about that.
Like I would talk to you guys about it.
I feel like that's super common. Like people that are up there, I feel like because maybe it's the conversations that are being had, but people that are in like the business world or like all the big, you know, guys that you just see that are on their business shit, I feel that's really often. What's your 5-year plan? Do you have a 5-year plan in place? Like, what do you see your progression of your business? What's like? That's a really common question, honestly.
I feel like it's something that gets asked after they've built something. You know what I mean? That's why I'm talking about like once you've had that year of doing the business or whatever business that you're pursuing. Yeah. Like for example, with you and Turo, what is it like 2 years now?
A little over a year.
That's a different conversation.
So it's like you once you have like maybe 5 cars and stuff like that, at that point, the 5-year plan comes to you a little bit easier when you're talking about the Turo business.
But you're doing your stuff right now. You're taking your courses and whatnot.
Yeah. Once I have like a certain amount of clientele, like I have an idea in my head about like what I want to invest into when I do have a certain amount of capital, but I don't like it's just that there's a lot of variables that might change that outcome. But you know, like I understand what you're saying. I just feel like I haven't built something yet. Once I have a little bit of the business built a little bit more, that's when I could give a better visualization. Like for example, with SMMA, they'll start off with like the base.
What's SMMA?
Social media marketing agency.
Oh, okay.
So it's like they'll start off with like base pricing for people, but then once you get better, you could do base plus performance. Base is just like you're just charging an initial fee, and then base plus performance is you're charging the initial fee, and then you're going to take a percentage from each one of the sales you get. Mm-hmm. And then you could just do purely performance, and then you go into equity. So that's one of the things. It's like I need to get past the base level for me to figure out more of my 5-year plan.
Like for example, let's say you're like, all right, I want to start Turo, right? And then we're like, immediately after you say that, we're like, all right, what's your 5-year plan? You don't really have a 5-year plan. You can't say, all right, by year 3, I want to increase by 20, 30%. You don't have any numbers to say what you're going to do, right? Because you've already been in the game, you have cars, you have like movement towards what you're doing. It's way easier for you to say, okay, in year 5, I want to have this because I've seen this, versus like starting from just, like, you don't have that business plan set. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
But then in which case,
I mean, you should still have a goal in mind.
But if I didn't have a 5-year plan, then that would be the answer. Unfortunately, I don't have a 5-year plan. I know what I'm going to keep like working toward, but then you just don't have one. But it's not that it's not a relevant conversation. Like everyone you should have goals and like things that you're holding yourself accountable to over time, and like should have a plan for maybe what next year is going to be like, next few years. Ideally, a 5-year plan would be ideal. I'm not even saying I have a 5-year plan in place, but I think if you're talking to anyone like Grant Cardone, like anyone talk to you, like, you wouldn't want to be that off guard by them saying like, so what's your 5-year plan? What do you see the next 5 years looking like for you? I could give you a rough estimate, but I get what you're saying about the numbers stuff, but probably something to think about.
The part about holding yourself accountable, I feel like that's like writing it down in your journal.
But no one sees it.
No one does see it, but you have to see it. You have to keep it.
But that's what he's saying. He's saying it's better if somebody else sees it because you have somebody else to hold you accountable. So like people do that, like the self-help talk. They're like, oh, okay, if you want to get stuff done, tell a buddy. Accountability partner, so that they know that you know what you're supposed to be doing at that time.
I would feel like I would tell you guys.
I mean, that's fine. Like, yeah, that's great. That's good. But he said if you're just holding it by yourself, you shouldn't do that. But
all right. Well, anyways, this guy has to just definitely generate a new 5-year plan, man. Executive at Apple, he was They said Apple executive sacked after this video. That's probably like it's like a corporate ass term. He got sacked. He hit the kicker.
It's gonna be on SportsCenter.
He hit the keg. But yeah, so bro has been fired due to this TikTok of someone asking what he does for a living. He got a British flag shirt on. What a nerd.
Posted a video where he asked Blevins what he does for a living. Let's take a look at his response.
Ooh, good sir. Your car's awesome. What do you do for a living?
I race cars, play golf, and fondle big-breasted women. But I take weekends and major holidays off.
Okay. That is quite the career. I'm looking to get into that.
Well, also, if you're interested, I got a hell of a dental plan.
Okay. You do it all. You do it all. Right.
Well,
you participate in this activity.
He was fired for that provocative language. Apparently, it was inappropriate.
Repeat it for us.
Showed bad judgment, and they weren't happy with it. You think he should have been fired?
I do not think he should have been fired.
Why? Freedom of speech? Who doesn't like that?
I mean, considering that what he said.
And what if it's true too? He plays tennis and he has a lot of big-breasted women.
I mean, you're on your day off. A random TikTok. I'm not cursing the first 5 minutes, but a TikToker's asking you a question like that. It's your day off. You didn't even mention the fact that you were an Apple exec. So there's no way that it comes back to you. Somebody must have found your LinkedIn, and then was like, "Oh, we got to get him fired." You know, but I don't think he should have been fired for that. It's not that bad of a comment.
I don't think he should have been fired, but I see why he's fired. And it's because, like, you know, when you're the face of a giant company, you have to keep
He's the vice president.
Yeah, huge face of fucking Apple, right? I think Kevin Hart and Mr. Beast was talking about it. Since they run something that's so family friendly, you have to understand that people are viewing you as this family-friendly person. So when you're an exec for something so big, they have a brand to uphold. So when you're saying things like that on camera and in 4K, it's understandable why you're getting fired. But I thought the thing that he quoted, that's from a movie.
Right, it's from Arthur. We just found that out today.
What? That's crazy. Like, I understand. Bro, it's kind of fucked up. Like, he's
he
probably
worked there
been
for
there
22 years.
Exactly. 22 years, and he just threw it away like that?
That's 2 years less than I've been alive.
Bro, you see, this guy...
He's worked there longer than Alvy has been alive.
See, but I think that fact alone, the fact that it's from a movie, not the big breast part. He added that big breast.
The funny part, that was not from the movie. They didn't say that in the movie. He threw that in.
He added the big titty part. But, like, bro, I don't think you should be fired for that. Because, okay, Tim Cook called you into his office. He's like, hey, bro, I saw that video you did with Daniel Mack. All right, the ladies... they're not really happy about it. Corporate's calling me. HR has a problem with it. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. And it's like, yo, Tim, come on, bro. You've known me for 22 years. We've had great relations. You know what I'm saying? And it's from a movie. Like, what? How mad could you really be at dude for quoting a movie? Like,
you can.
In a couple years, we're going to be quoting Anchorman and Semi-Pro or any Will Ferrell thing. Like, people are going to cancel us for that?
Yeah.
Like, are we getting canceled now for real for quoting movies? Is that what we're doing? Like, where does the line draw itself, right? Like,
but what if somebody was quoting the movie? What's it called?
Django Unchained.
Django. That's
fire.
Imagine now he's saying that. He Leonardo DiCaprio. He's like, Leo said it. It was a great movie. Y'all love it.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, people have different types of feelings.
And he was having fun with it. I get what you're saying.
It's only because it's Apple, bro.
Yeah.
Apple is so big. You can't be doing that.
But he's not on company time.
Yeah, but you still have a
company
name.
Time.
You have to uphold the brand, bro. It's not a job that you're just gonna get and be able to say whatever you want. Like, for example, a professor. Let's say a professor has a job and then he makes a TikTok and then he just starts wilding. He's having crazy ass takes about misogyny and all this.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna keep his job at the university? No, not at all. So over here, it's like, me personally, no, I don't think he should have been fired. But it's understandable why.
Yeah,
he kind of fucked up with that one. Like, bro, with that job, like, you gotta button. Yeah, thank you, bro. My fault.
Go ahead, keep
all right. Yeah, with that job, like, you gotta button it up. Like, that's just kind of common sense, to be honest. Like, if you're, bro, you know the starting salary is $330-something thousand a year,
ridiculous.
and that's just starting, bro. You know he's getting way more than that, bro. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I probably would have advised you, like, probably don't say that. Like, maybe just say something else. But at this, I do feel bad for him because like he's quoting a movie, him and whatever.
He's having fun.
I don't know who the relationship he has with the lady that was with him, but they're laughing, they're in a good mood or whatever.
They're probably on vacation.
Yeah, quick
bro.
response. He wanted to say something funny,
something cool,
and he's an older guy too. Some movie, it's a classic, Arthur, and people don't even know. People did not know he was quoting a movie.
None of the freaking 2000 kids knew that.
Yeah,
I didn't even know.
No one on TikTok knew he was quoting a movie, and that's probably why it cracked off so much. They're like, "Oh shit, he said that," because it was super viral. But I feel bad for the guy, man. Like 22 years working there, but at the same time, I don't want to feel bad for him because it is like you should have used better judgment, bro.
But he's a free agent now.
And he had no idea who the guy was.
Bro, he's a free agent now. This fool could get a job at Microsoft. He'd get a job at Google.
So?
Hell yeah.
They're gonna hire the guy that like said misogynistic. They're gonna get a sexual harassment suit.
Bro, 6 months? You think people are gonna remember this?
Yeah,
in the business world, bro, you
they-
get fired for something like that. It might be tough, bro.
I don't know. I kind of
depends how good he is at his job. If he's really good at his job, it won't matter. He could work at a train station and still do the same thing because he does procurement.
What's that?
I want to say quality control. I don't know. Don't have me lying, but procurement, whatever VP of procurement is, I don't know.
Yeah, bro.
I think he'll be fine, bro. Especially you're working for Apple, you're a VP, you probably got hella money. Yeah, you might not be able to do the thing that you love,
hope, bro. But some people they fuck it up because like their lifestyle is so expensive that shit start bleeding their pockets like quick, and who knows, bro.
And I feel like when people lose like high profile jobs, it probably puts them into some type of depression as well.
Dude, I know all of it swiped away. Imagine that day they're out by a marina or wherever they were. I don't know where they're at, but it looked nice. And you just got a dude with a camera phone, a camera, whatever, an iPhone. Like, hey, what do you do for a living? You make a funny quote from a movie. You and your girl, ha ha ha, y'all keying. Probably had a great rest of your day.
Viral.
Like, oh, that was so funny what I said. You look at your phone, like, yo, we went viral off that. Like, I wonder if he knew he was probably gonna get sacked.
Well, this guy's been making this type of content for a minute, so he probably asked this guy. I feel like they had a conversation before.
No, I'm saying, I wonder if the dude, after he saw it blowing up, knew he was going to get fired.
Yeah.
You think he saw it coming?
Yeah. Especially with today's time. Because I saw that question. They was like, Gen Z is so soft. Gen Z is so soft. But they were like, why are you saying Gen Z when it's boomers that fired them? And I kind of thought about it. I was like,
but they fired him, I think, because Gen Z is so soft. Like, or just, not even Gen Z, bro. Just the way that, like, media has gone now. Like, everyone is, like, super soft, bro. So, like, that's misogynistic. It's whatever. Bro, are y'all not fucking? Like, y'all don't know about no titties? Like, what y'all talk? Like, bro, he said he plays tennis and he be fondling titties, bro. Like, yeah, it's inappropriate. But come on now. Like, y'all all have kids, right? We know babies is being made, right? Can we just chill?
And you guys are acting like y'all never be fondling some titties.
Yeah, like, is that illegal?
Like women fondle titties.
So you can't be an executive and be fondling titties on the weekends? Come on, bro. They all are. At least you're not doing it at work.
Bro,
I hope.
Exactly. That's one of the biggest things. It's like, as long as you're not doing... This guy was...
It's a line from a movie, bro. Come on.
People can't take a joke, like, and it wasn't a joke. Like, exactly, it's not a joke he made by himself. Like, come on, bro. It's from a movie. And how do you have a president?
Yeah, bro. Our president was saying way worse stuff.
Say grab her by the pussy, and this is while he's running for president. He still gets voted in. Yet this dude loses his job. Like, I don't understand. Like, where do we draw the lines between what's a joke, what's not a joke, what's offensive, and what's not offensive? I don't get it. Bro, like, we can get canceled for anything at this point, bro.
Yo, bro, Trump couldn't get canceled for that. And Cardi B could be talking about drugging men and taking their money.
And nothing happened.
But she ain't going to get canceled for that. She over there sitting with politicians. Like, what?
Cardi B is still facing that lawsuit for when he beat up 6ix9ine's girl. Sorry, when she got 6ix9ine's girl beat up.
Damn. I hope she wins.
She just lost out on $1 million deal because of the court stuff going out. And they just, I think that it's about to go through. But she only pled guilty to like one charge, which wasn't that big of a deal. But she about to lose even more M's. They're gonna file a civil suit, no doubt. And she pled guilty. It's a wrap. It's 6ix9ine's girlfriend and her sister, because she was piping out Offset before she was with 6ix9ine, and then Cardi stormed the place, and them girls got fucked up. And they say like Cardi was just like throwing shit in the bag, like she was throwing ice buckets and stuff at them.
Damn. These girls just be getting passed
Cardi's
around.
Cardi's a thug, bro.
They be getting passed around.
Oh, that's how 6ix9ine met her.
Yeah.
Industry gal.
Well, fuck. I wanted to say something about the guy.
Oh, my bad.
I totally forgot. Yeah, fuck it. It's gone.
Hey, you can come work for us.
Be the VP.
You want to make a really good podcast?
You can produce the pod, man.
Now I remembered. It's like, sometimes I feel like people could get fired knowing that it's going to burn out in a few months because there's something crazier in the media. So that's one of the big reasons I was like, what if he just starts working at Apple again? They just keep him on the low. He's just a different
He
position.
can't do that. He can't work at Apple again. He could work anywhere else besides Apple.
We're gonna have to keep an eye out, bro. He might be blackballed. He might be like Rachel Nichols, bro. We ain't seen her in a long time,
man.
bro.
Sad what they did
So
to
she
her,
finally
honestly.
sat down on all the smoke, bro. I'm gonna watch that full episode. I was a really big fan. You know what made me not feel as bad for her though after she got totally canned? Was that dumb shit she asked Chris Paul when she's like, after he lost game 7, she's like, how does it feel? Bitch, shut the fuck. Are you crazy? Like, bro, she trying to get all like sentimental and shit. Like, bitch, she just fucking choked in the finals right now. Like, game 7. Like, are you stupid? Like, that was wild.
She had the scoreboard up.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel?
Straight score.
His stat sheet. How does it feel? Turnover circle.
Yeah, I wasn't done.
That's the worst.
Because you're up 3-1.
Yeah.
Things got out of hand, you know. And actually, they weren't up 3-1. But the point is, that was when I stopped feeling bad for her. But man, I do miss her, man. Especially with what Malika Andrews been doing. She been tweaking on everybody over this Ime situation,
man.
bro. She been doing too
Hey,
much,
leave
bro.
my girl alone, bro. Don't do her like that.
Dude, Rachel Nichols was solid, man. Like she could josh it up with the boys. She could really talk sports. She was good with everyone,
Yeah, she
funny.
was.
Bro, and then Malika been cool, but as soon as anything involving any women came into play, boy, did she flip the script, bro. It's like, dog, can we still have conversations that aren't all emotions driven or still like logic driven? Bro, you should have seen the way she was talking to Stephen A. on his show.
It was on that feminism shit.
On his, yeah, bro, like.
Yeah, what happened?
Anyone making the argument of like, why? Because the big thing was that all the ladies on the staff were under fire because they never announced who it was or anything, never named them. And so she was so outraged. Why are we trying to place blame on another woman? And then other people were making the points like Kendrick had to take of, I don't want to totally like, I don't know exactly how he was saying it, but he was talking about like, you know, it's their fault. The way that they put it out, they should have known people were going to speculate.
Right.
And then you're putting all the females under fire.
Right.
And like he was saying, I have information, I've been told. And she's like, we are not here to speculate. Kendrick. Every time someone talks, she cuts him off. Kendrick while he's talking. Like, bitch, do you know how many years Kendrick played in the league? And you're just gonna keep cutting him off? And he's like, we are not here to speculate. He's like, oh, I'm not speculating, I have the information. And I'm saying, you know what, Kendrick, thank you so much for joining us. Boom, clicks him off. She calls into Stephen A. Smith's show and she's like, Stephen A.'s point was, if you're going to announce it like this and you're not going to assign any blame to the woman who was involved in a consensual relationship, by you not stating who it was, you're putting all these other people, all the other women under fire, and you should have seen that coming. So the way that you guys put out that message, it's your fault that this has happened, so you shouldn't be mad. Stephen A., we are not here. With all due respect, Stephen A., that's what she said. With all due respect, it's like, bro, I'm a slap. Like, no, sorry to anybody. Like, bro, you need to get smacked. Don't say with all due respect, knowing you about to come violate a
With
motherfucker.
all
Like,
due disrespect.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
With all due respect, like, bro, just get out what you want to say, bro. We don't want to hear that shit. She's talking about, we are not here to blame women. That is not what we are here to do, Stephen A.
Yeah.
This is not about assigning more. Bro,
But
that's not what we're talking
about. So we're here to assign blame to a black man, Malika. That's what you're trying to say. Only the black man should be like, bro, shut up. We can all play that game.
Right.
That wasn't even what he was saying. So Stephen A. reiterated his point, and then she started trying to cut him off, and he's like, I let you finish. It is my turn to speak, and you are not going to tell me stop on my own show, because that's what she kept saying. Yeah. Stephen A., stop it. Stop it right now. Like, bro, you're tripping. Like, you are tripping, bro. And it's really putting a bad light, because they also tweaked out on Richard Jefferson. They tweaked out on Matt Barnes. Like, bro, y'all are all like dominating the space. Like, you're making these grown-ass men who played, you know, huge, very long careers compared with the average careers in the NBA, and you're just shutting them up because you feel like, because there's a woman involved, that like you just have the ultimate say and you can just lead with emotion, not let people talk, cut off an NBA veteran who played so many years in the league, giving his opinion. You just shut him off the
Wasn't
air.
it consensual though?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So,
go ahead.
go ahead. No, you.
I'm saying my question is we're not even blaming women. All he said was that it's irresponsible to just put out a big PSA. Hey, somebody at the Celtics organization is having consensual sex with Ime. Like, that's not responsible as an organization. I don't think he was saying blame women. Like, where do you get blame women from? You know?
But there also is the argument, like, if it's a consensual relationship,
how can you?
Why do you just fire the coach and not the female? I understand also there is a power dynamic, but putting out the information that way, you should have known what was going to happen. People are going to speculate, and she just been on a tear all week, and I've seen so many pages, just like, you know how they used to kill Molly Curran? or queer, whatever. Bro, they're making so many videos just showing her like basically being disrespectful to these NBA guys. Like, bro, you're literally being disrespectful. Like, you're taking Kendrick off the air, you're cutting him off. Dude, she's been mad passive aggressive, but not even that, mad condescending. Like, imagine you giving a point, I'm like, Tory, and I just start cutting you out. Like, bro, shut up while this man is talking,
You
bro.
ain't my girl.
Y'all can exchange. Yeah, he's like, no, so I wouldn't even like Tory. He's like, Kendrick. Like, bro, don't disrespect him. Like, come on, bro. You ain't never even dribbled a basketball. No, she probably hooped. You're about to say women? No. Wow, you're about to be like, women. No. That was definitely a women's side, bro. It was a women's side.
Leave my girl alone.
Nah, he was gonna be like, take that shit to the WNBA.
Well,
no, just
see, this is why our audience is 90% males.
Bro, it's
99%.
like the
males.
But honestly, like most YouTubers is 90% male, like academics, No Jumper. Honestly, just cause like what females are real. Imagine your girl telling you like, yo, you should have seen him on No Jumper, man. Duno was wilding today. Him and T-Rail got into it. Like,
that's a turn off.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but it's just kind of random. Like, yo, Ack on his stream was violating.
I think that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool to have a girl that does say like she's up to date.
It would just be rare though. It would be super rare because
That's
they get like Shade Room,
right there,
Baller Alert, Instagram stuff.
Shade Room,
we the ones fucking no life in it in depth with all this conversation in, and I want to hear this fierce debate.
Cleaning
like,
your room,
bro. Like, imagine the whole like Joe Budden and Adam 22 stuff. What female even knew about that? Like, no female would have ever chimed in like, "Yo, Adam was holding his own, man," because what he does on there,
right.
but. Oh yeah, like they're content creators.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're in the
facts.
space. It's like, okay, totally understandable.
Like Gina Views. She might hop on. Gina's the man.
Damn.
I've come around on that No Jumper and Monday show, dude. Like,
Yo,
why?
props to Email.
Chargigo doesn't know that we're filming.
Nah, no props to Email.
You smashing the VPs.
Nah, they said it was some foul play going on. So no shout out to Email. If Email was doing dirty, no shout out.
Damn, bro, the comments changed you, man. The comments changed.
If he was doing it dirty, I'm saying, like, bro, I don't condone none of that, bro. Like, if the girl say no, she say no.
Yeah,
like,
I'm so curious what the full details of that is, because everyone keeps saying, no, it's just bad. It's bad.
He didn't put a baby in it, right?
What if that could be? Nah, but that wouldn't even be like. Nah, because it has to be something worse, like repeated stuff or multiple women or something.
Yeah,
piping them all out. Who knows? But they've all been under fire, so I do feel bad for those women. But at the same time, they should be looking at old girl that did it. Like, bitch, are you going to come out and tell him it was you? Write a fucking apology post to his family or something? Like, because we all getting blamed and we didn't do anything. So, think about that, champ. All right, we'll be on next. YNW?
The baby.
The baby? Okay, we go to baby. The baby. What's up with your boy, man?
Hey, man.
No, you called the baby a bitch. Like, remember we were outdoor pod and you just kept calling him a bitch.
Hey, bro, don't bring that up,
move. Now that we pop it up, he might see it. He might see it. All right, man. What's going on with your boy, man? I heard. Did you listen to his album?
I listened to a few songs of it. I listened to the Megan song. I listened to like 4 or 5 other ones, but then I was just in my head. I was just like, it's gonna sound very similar to the other one, so I just didn't give it full chance.
So is that the reason that he's doing badly? That people are saying it's going to sound like the last one? Or is it the blackball? Or is it both?
Explain something to me. When something that counts as an album sale is when I download the full album?
Or just off streams now, it's basically like a certain amount of streams is going to dictate an album sale. That's why the streaming game is so different. That's why people make these longer albums, because it doesn't really matter about the full album anymore. It just matters once your songs get enough streams, it all goes toward the album, and then one album sale is X amount of streams.
Is it different, like if you do a 12-song album and then you do a 25-song album?
Well, 25 songs, you're giving yourself automatically, it's just most likely going to be more streams because you have so much more of a catalog. Like, obviously 25 songs should stream more in total than 5 songs,
Yeah.
But then those, say you have 5 cracking songs on the album, it doesn't really make a difference anymore. Like, you're still gonna have them ones go up. The label's gonna push them. You're gonna be getting radio plays. You're gonna be on YouTube, YouTube ads, whatever. You can still push them all the same as you would have done it had you only dropped 5 songs. But why don't I drop 25, and then people are going to play the 25, not the majority, but it's going to be a sizable amount. Plus, I can still push whatever I wanted to push, and those songs are going to go crazy. The video going to go crazy. So overall, you're just getting more streams. But one album stream or one album sale is X amount of streams total. It doesn't matter how many.
So there is a set quota for it.
Yeah, like if everyone could have only played one song off the baby's album, it's still going to go toward album sales.
Okay. Damn. Okay. All right. So the baby, right? He hasn't popped up on my feed. He wouldn't have popped up on my feed in the last year if I didn't follow him. That's I honestly.
You follow the baby? What a nerd.
Hell yeah, the baby.
Does he post a lot?
Yeah. Bro, but one of the main reasons I followed the baby because of the Real Goats. That's his production team for his music videos. When he does music videos, they are like when he first started, like Suge and all those songs. The music videos were crazy.
They're fun. The productions, yeah.
Exactly, the production is phenomenal. And recently, I saw him do the one where it looked like some Illuminati shit, the Slender Man with the red suits and all that. And I was like, damn, that shit look hard as hell.
How you banging Illuminati and you blackballed, though? That shit don't add up. That shit's supposed to get you at the top, my nigga. Yeah. We don't even believe that shit. That shit is, we talking about we don't know if they're doing it for attention. That shit for attention, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Because don't be banging no Illuminati and your shit in the dumps.
Yeah.
His album sold 86% less than his previous one.
What are the numbers for? What was it like 131,000 for Blame It on
Last
Baby?
one was 150.
So for 124. 120 first week though. First week was 124 for the last one.
Okay.
This week, guess.
20?
16.
Yo, wow, you guys are very close. 17. Wow, was it mental math on you guys' head? You guys geniuses. Golly, 17,200 units sold first week.
That's crazy.
Preparation for a podcast.
He wasn't on the top 50 charts. It didn't crack the top 12. Obviously, it didn't crack the top 20. And then on a different list, it's on 24th spot with those sales. And he was number 1 on the last one on the Billboard 200 chart. So pretty big drop off.
Yeah, go ahead.
He reacted to a lesser forecast of 16,500 on Instagram blog by appearing gratified. Not bad for the blackballed baby, he wrote in the post along with a flex emoji. And then this one has it too, because people are chiming. Academics were saying it first that he's blackballed, but also remember we were talking about his show not selling.
Yeah,
remember the
yeah.
ticket he had to cancel
Only
that shit.
sold 500 tickets, had to cancel the show.
So we were talking, is he blackballed? Because it doesn't seem like Live Nation is pushing him at all.
Right.
That's obviously the promoter's fault, bro. It's the baby. And now we're seeing more and more. Academics was the first one saying it. Then Boosie and Meek chimed in, and the internet went crazy.
So blackballed, there's definitely a possibility, like highly likely. But I feel like the baby, when he first started popping off, he had a huge fan base. You have white people, you have gay people, you have everybody, right?
He started chopping them off.
Gays,
out of there.
then
people with HIV, out of there.
then Baby Jesus came out, right?
Yeah.
Baby Jesus came out. He makes his comments, and I totally understand that maybe he hasn't been as hot as he was when he first came out, which is obvious. It happens to a lot of people. But damn, 17,000 for your first week sales on this brand new album, that's a little shocking. Like I would at least expect like 30 or 40,000 if you made some comments and your fans just started not fucking with you. There's a lot of people who just kind of went to a different group of music or whatever the fuck it is. They just didn't like your
right.
antics or whatever the fuck. Him being blackballed, I just think that Ak makes a very good point when he talks about...
He's for sure blackballed.
Yeah.
There's literally like, you can't drop off that much. Like it...
And...
I don't know. I think the baby is a different situation, right? And I think here's the problem with the baby, right? The baby forgot his core fan base when he blew up and went pop, right?
Bro, that's when you're at your biggest.
Right, but that's when you're at your biggest, but those aren't your fans, you feel me? Like, just because he went pop and then got millions of casual fans. Like the fans you were just talking about, casual fans.
Right.
Yeah,
he wasn't feeding the streets who really fucked with him from beginning when it was still Mixtape Baby and Baby Jesus and shit like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like once he went pop, he stuck with pop. And then once pop cut him off, now we see where he's at. You feel me? So it's like, it's great when you're doing the same rap, the same flow, the same beat when it's cool, right? And it's like, oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But nah, that's why as fans, we love when an artist steps outside the box, and we can appreciate it when you do that because we see that you're growing, right? We see you're doing this other stuff. He went pop and then tried to switch it up instead of staying organic to the streets. So now you got all these casual fans. So now when it's not cool to like you, it's not going to be cool to like you. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
but 17,000.
I think your point would make more sense if you're saying this is why he's struggling to get hot again with the blackball, because Tory got blackballed, but he
dropped great music though.
Yeah.
But he's always been feeding the fans. YB is so in touch with his fans, like it don't matter. You can't blackball YB.
But you're not saying. So you're saying you don't think the baby's been blackballed?
I think to an extent, yes. I can't say no.
That drop off is how could you not be blackballed? You would have thought he got dropped from his label. But here's Academics' theory. Academics is directly blaming DaBaby's sales drop on industry insiders like Apple Music's Ebro Darden and the streaming companies. Darden pushed back by pointing out that Academics works for Spotify, the most popular music streaming platform in the world. I don't know what that pushback is, but basically, Ebro works at Apple, so he can genuinely blackball artists. So you're not going to see DaBaby's album on the front of Apple Music. You're not going to see it playlisted on the biggest playlists that are out there. Also, though, Ebro and Ak already got beef and whatnot, so, of course, Ak's going to jump in. But if he's not on them playlists, that's clearly being blackballed. Same thing with 6ix9ine. If you're not getting playlisted, you're being blackballed. You can't be that big of an artist and not be on, what's Spotify shit? Rap Radar,
Caviar.
Rap Caviar. Like, all them ones, bro, like, if you're not on that shit and you were before, that's being blackballed. And playlists are everything right now. Because the casual fan, bro, they're listening to Rap Caviar. They're listening to like, Apple Music, new music mix. Like, they're going to listen to whatever's new. And if they heard DaBaby and the little beat rocking, they'll get behind whatever. Oh, he got a new joint out with this one. Bro, he's straight blackballed.
But to Academics' theory, Ebro, when he responds to it, and he says that, okay, if I'm the head of Apple, then why isn't he being blackballed on Spotify and these other music platforms?
DSP.
Yeah. Why isn't he getting blackballed there? That's
Is he not being blackballed over there too, though?
He's not getting the same push for sure. I mean, I have Spotify, and I saw the album on the front page for like 1 second, like one day, and then I scrolled and it was gone. I was like, okay. But even usually on Spotify, I don't see many albums that many times, so maybe I don't.
But you look at the playlists, right?
Not really, but I will say this though. I do know, like, let's say an album does drop, that same day that album could be playlisted in Rap Caviar. Whereas I know DaBaby probably didn't have that same leniency. Okay, but how do you feel about him dropping this album unannounced? Plays into that too, because I feel like it's a big conglomerate of reasons as to why he's not doing well, and it's hard for me just to say, nah, he's just being blackballed. It's like there's so many different factors as to why he's not performing.
I feel like he dropped the album unannounced because he knew what was gonna happen. And so at least you can have that to fall back on. Like, oh, it was just a surprise drop. Fuck it. But all right, I want to get a little more into what Ebro fully said, because just saying the Spotify shit was like, that's weak. I knew there had to be more. He said, funny shit when artists get hot. It is always how they built it themselves and the fans. When shit slows down, it is radio, DJs, platforms, and the label. # blame Ebro is back for a whole new generation, he wrote on Twitter. He then said, he returned to Twitter. I'm confused. I'm old and irrelevant. No one listens to my shows, but why am I always being brought up by people who are more powerful and doing more for the culture as the reason why things don't perform? Somebody's lying. Okay, bro, that's a silly take, because that same person, he's obviously talking about Academics. Bro, yes, you're obviously less relevant to the culture than Academics, but if you control all this shit, you control Hot 97, you control shit at Apple, and you're mad tapped in, and people are saying that you have blackballed multiple artists that fuck with Academics, well, and you blackballed 6ix9ine, played a big factor, can't come to Hot 97, and whatever other shit he was doing with the radio. Bro, like, that's totally different situation. Like, that's like someone up at literally a Spotify executive saying, we're not going to play any of this guy's music, and then them being like, what? But Academics is more relevant. Well, not relevant to fucking playlisting. Yeah. Academics doesn't playlist people. Right. So obviously in that field, you're more relevant if we're talking about that. If we're talking about culture, yes, this other man is definitely more relevant. Doi, what did he say? Oh, no. Okay. He said, Apple Music is not the only platform. Based on this dummy's logic, DaBaby should be doing well on the platform he works for. Is it?
It just seems like they're all in cahoots. I feel like exactly. Apple and Spotify, they would be together on these types of decisions because the music industry is like pretty corrupt, I would say. Yeah. I don't think that's a secret that the music industry is corrupt. If you see the people that they've pushed before, people who are less talented, and they're like,
Ice Spice.
6ix9ine. 6ix9ine was a big example. His music, not the best.
Blackballed.
And then he does all the antics, and then they're like, oh, this is a perfect person to sell. We're going to boost him up. And he does some foul shit, blackballed, right? And it's like...
Even Elliot couldn't save him.
The point that Ebro made is like, bro, like, that just... You're just trying to, like, refrain away.
You're, like, deflecting it.
Yeah, but everybody... This shit's out there.
Like, did you blackball him or not? Like, did you... You have power at Apple. Come out and say that. I have not done anything. You're saying, well, how come he's not cracking on Spotify? Because they blackballed him, too.
You probably talking to the Spotify people.
Here's what Meek said. They blatantly blackballing DaBaby. Not my business, but I'm an observer. All right, that's pretty obvious, right? Like, even Meek Mill is chiming in like, bro, come on. Boosie badass. Ain't no way my nigga DaBaby is supposed to sell 16K after selling almost 150K his last first week. He one of the biggest in this shit. I don't know what's going on, but something is definitely going on. Bro, do not offend the LGBTQ.
Not at all.
Don't.
Your career will be over.
Don't offend them.
Over.
Don't piss off Meg, because you got them, you got Rock Nation, and not, bro, I wonder why everyone else isn't fucking with it. Like, is it really just based on that? Because the LGBTQ, they forgave him. They announced he was forgiven.
That was a lie.
So, like, why are people still killing him?
So you could shoot somebody in Tory Lanez situation. You could shoot somebody, still put out good music, and you could fight off a blackball. But if you talk about the LGBT, you're done. Because I mean, that's the thing, right? Because that's the thing about Tory, right? Like, Tory got blackballed by the industry, and nobody was fucking with him. He got dropped from shows. But he stayed relatively quiet, but also, and then dropped great music still.
But Meg's story's gotten flimsier and flimsier.
Right? Yeah, it has. So then that's where you see that the blackball kind of just
wears
off. Yeah.
I mean, they shouldn't have blackballed him in the first place, bro. Like, wait till you get the facts. Wait till it comes out, bro. Like, let him have his day.
DaBaby's obviously still with the label, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that he has like 1 or 2 more albums to give them so he could get out of that.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe he did it just to get it off. Because if you hear the album, it sounds like an album of throwaways. It's not good at all. It's
like maybe 1 or 2 songs I was like, oh, okay, this was pretty hard. But I mainly listened to it because of the Boogeyman song to hear the lyrics for Meg. Bro, that motherfucker said it right at the beginning.
With just some gimmick shit. Like,
shit, gotta get the album going, man.
Yeah, I feel like DaBaby's next move, it's got to be like to get out of that label and go to independent, go on that Tory Lanez shit, and you gotta stay with your real goats, man. The real goats, they really made you poppin'. Like, they got you so fucking big, and it's like you probably wouldn't have that label push before you had YouTube.
Yeah,
you know, so him being on YouTube, him posting, him giving us a little bit more
follow
of a piece.
The Tory method.
Yeah, because it was like. Everything that happened to DaBaby, like the Danny Lacie situation, calling her his side chick, all those things that happened in that small amount of time frame, it's like I could see why he dropped off a little bit.
Yeah,
but it can't be that.
Yeah, like when it's that atrocious,
like I would get it like 40,000, cool.
Because 70,000, we would have been like, that's not that good. 80,000, we would have said. I mean, you always wanted to be at or better than your last project. He not breaking 100, bro. What is Meg Thee Stallion? Even if she doesn't sell crazy, but she would never be at until she gets found lying. But
what's Young Boy's fans like? What are his first week sales? Are they
triple
high?
platinum?
No, because because he drops on YouTube. His shit gets 1 million views within hours. You know, like it's super fast. I'm just curious.
He has a cult following. Though. You can't really compare nobody to YB. That shit crazy.
You got to see.
Honestly, he did 108K.
Damn.
Which people are actually surprised that they thought it would be higher. I mean, because he's a young boy, he's huge. Because his YouTube videos, bro, everything he does goes crazy. But now we were talking a little about Tory. What do you think about his new album? They had a listening party. Apparently, a bunch of rappers came through. Bobby Shmurda, Ty Dolla, and it's called "Sorry for What."
Oh yeah, it sounds so good. All
what you think about that, man?
Unapologetic. Bro.
I think now is the time for him to be unapologetic.
Hell yeah! September. It's September. Case is about to start going down. So we about to find out. After this case, we could hear him talk about the full situation, which is going to be great. I love that he's putting out an album, or he put out an album. I listened to a few songs. It's difficult to review the full album like the day before the pod. It was dropped at like 9 o'clock.
Oh, he dropped the album already?
He dropped it last night.
Oh, wow.
It was supposed to be today, but for some reason, they always say that on Fridays, and then it comes out the night before.
Is it R&B? Is it a R&B Tory or is it rap Tory?
It's a... You know Tory's gonna come with the mixture.
No, sometimes he does fucking full R&B, then he do full rap / R&B. I hope it's full like rap / R&B.
Yeah. Some of the songs he had one song, Sex Room, like I ain't gonna listen to that. Or Sex Songs, I ain't gonna listen to that with you guys in the car. Like he talking about like sucking and fucking and shit. Like I'm not gonna listen to that with the boys or anything.
He go full R&B. But I feel like with this one, with that title, it's kind of like he's reading the room, and I feel like this is the time. Like, now of all times where, like, Meg is just not looking good, and DaBaby just said that shit about her. Like, now's probably the time to really be like, sorry for what? Like, I'm going to let my nuts hang and really ask y'all, like, so what do y'all think? Y'all are getting to know her a little better now. Y'all really think I should be sorry? But that Daystar shit, opposite. That was not reading the room. Wait, let you get your shit fixed. That Daystar shit did not read the room at all.
Yeah, he didn't read the room, but he was speaking from feeling, which was fucking dope.
Bro, but he was saying everything but I didn't shoot her.
How could I do it if you was turned?
Yeah, he did explain that. He's like, how can you spot the shooter if your back was turned?
Bro, I
Said
don't
all
want to
that.
hear no spot the shooter. Like, this shit is like, you're already in too deep when you even having conversations like that. Like, how could you possibly cite the shooter when your back was, bro, did you do it or not? Like, that is not no, that sound like the dude that's feel like there's just not enough evidence to convict him. Like, how could they know for sure? How would you know for, you can't prove it. Fam, it's like your girl. Imagine you catch your girl on some weird shit and she's like, you can't prove it. What you mean I can't prove
would
it?
infuriate
Like,
me.
yeah, bro, like, you're sick.
Tory, I fucking love Tory.
We know.
But I have a theory about this.
Oh, go ahead.
It might be amazing
Might
or it
be a
might
TikTok.
bomb.
This might be a
Right,
TikTok.
right.
Might be, look. I was watching Tory Lanez on the Breakfast Club interview, right?
All right.
And they were talking about, when artists are struggling with their labels, they'll come out, they'll have the first couple of albums, there'll be a bang, and then they're stuck in this like 5-album plan, right? Sometimes you're not getting pushed, you're getting blackballed, whatever the fuck it is. He was getting out of his label and going independent. And he made this point that, when artists end up going independent, they'll get blackballed or they won't get as much love, or it's a lot more difficult without the label backing. So in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe Tory, Megan, in on it together. Crazy, right?
To get him out of his label?
Hold on. For him to stay hot and relevant once he's out of the label. Because it's a difficult task, right? Mm-hmm. So what if they did come together and they're like, okay, we gonna draw this shit up. Your career's gonna be fine. My career's gonna be fine. And this theory is phenomenal.
It's phenomenal because this fool ends up getting blackballed and they have a whole legal trial pending. So someone going to jail if it end up being that. Like, yeah, we chorused this whole thing. I was lying the whole time. A great career move.
That's hilarious. That's a good one, though. That's a good.
You know what it reminds me of, though?
Huh.
The Kardashians.
Ooh.
I don't even know if we can speak on it.
What's going on with the Kardashians?
They silencing people. And I actually have some fear for Charlemagne. I heard him giving it up on the radio. Giving it up on the radio with Envy. So you know how Ray J exposed the Kardashians, right? He was going in, all the tea, all the Carfax. They blocked his ability to go on live. Instagram, with the quickness, took it down. Can't go live anymore.
He can
No
go
access
on
to
other
it.
people's lives. He should.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe.
That'd probably be the loophole, man.
I don't think you. Oh, like with someone else's phone type shit?
Yeah.
Someone else's
Be like,
account?
hey, yo, everybody, Ray J's on live.
You better
on this
find someone with a
account.
big ass phone. Yo, the baby, could I go on live on your account real quick?
Nah, he
Nigga,
ain't big
no.
enough.
Yo, 15 people
He ain't
looking.
big enough.
Yo,
Come on.
Drizzy, can I get your logins real quick, bro? I'm trying to air some shit out. You come on, bro. But so he went on Charlemagne's late night show. Did you know Charlemagne has a late night show?
Know
Yeah.
It's called Hell of a Week. I didn't know either until this story. No shade though. I don't really watch TV like that. It's on Comedy Central though. So he has Ray J sit down, exposes everything, full on candid conversation, asks him about everything, clears his name. The Kardashians made some phone calls. Apparently, Charlemagne was basically saying like Comedy Central was shook, and so they made us have to cut out so much of that conversation. So, because they asked him, man, you had to sit down with him. They played a little clip, and he's like, I mean, it was, what was left of the conversation. He seemed pretty annoyed by it. Like, big corporations are scared, but he's welcome to come on the Breakfast Club. We will definitely have him. Looks like I told him, I had a conversation with him. We sat down and talked. I said, looks like we're going to have to do this on the Breakfast Club because Revolt is not tripping.
Wow.
We don't give a fuck like that. Nah, we going to have this conversation and they're not going to censor shit. I'm like, whoa.
Revolt owns Breakfast Club? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Is this recent or is it always?
They've been on. I don't know how recent it is, but
Whoa.
yeah, they've been on in it. But I'm like, dang, Charlemagne,
I love
you in some
Charlemagne for that.
uncharted territory, bro. Because I know you a corporation guy. You be partnering with Revolt, and y'all saying on air, shit, nah, Revolt ain't gonna trip like that.
I don't think he has any ties to the Kardashians to where it's like he has to keep
But
that bridge
it's the
up
same
with
thing
them,
with Comedy Central though, because he's still under Revolt. But I guess Revolt, they're gonna let him
They
speak.
You know where they should talk? They should talk on The Brilliant Idiots with Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne. That's
You
their
just
show.
love Andrew
No,
Schultz,
it's not
bro.
even that.
I forgot.
Because,
I should have named him.
it's not even that because that podcast is a comedy podcast. So them saying wild shit, how is it gonna get shut down from YouTube? I know the Kardashians got juice, but that's probably for like TV and networks like that. Versus YouTube.
That's why I thought
that's
even the
a-
Breakfast Club would be a stretch, but they seem fired up. They better get his ass up there if they talking about it, like that.
That'd be great. That'd be great to watch.
And I just feel like that dynamic between both of them, it's like so friendly.
Yeah, Ray J's so funny, man. I love him.
I was talking about Andrew Schultz and Charlemagne, but
Dude, Andrew Schultz is like the last. Oh, well, I guess
Oh, he would be amazing, bro.
But wait, Ray J, why? Why is Ray J talking to him?
Yeah, that's why. Because Andrew not really like a hip hop guy. Hip hop culture
versus
guy.
like NVE and Charlamagne.
Oh, you're asking him?
No, I'm not asking. I'm just saying it'll be better. Like it'll be way better on Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
than
that's like the domain for that. MV Charlamagne.
Yeah.
I just feel like I feel like
dude, Andrew's just gonna crack jokes, bro. He's just gonna be hella funny about it.
Nah, because Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz, when they talk about the Kardashians, they don't hold back on that show. And like, you know, in certain spaces, you kind of have to hold back because there's a bigger network in front of or behind you. So if you're on the YouTube channel, yeah, I would love to see it on the Breakfast Club, but I would way more enjoy it if it was on Brilliant Idiots, bro. Yeah. It's fire.
I think on Brilliant Idiots, they would piss off their fan base to censor themselves. And to have Ray J on your show, you have to censor yourself. Because he's already given up. You can't just pile on, bro. Like, you're going to be fucked. Like, something bad is going to come of that. I think even on the Breakfast Club, like, they wouldn't just be, like, cussing out the Kardashians on there. Like, that's too much. Like, your career is going to... Something bad is going to happen.
You got to watch the Brilliant Idiots, man.
I watch them, but it's different when you have Ray J, who they've done all this stuff to try to silence, who's like a huge factor in... They've literally done so much content off of him. Literally this last season. That's different when you have him sitting up there. And you... Because now, all them talking shit, you know, you're saying, like, you should watch it because you haven't seen how they get at it. There's a reason I haven't seen it. Because they have their core demographic, which is cool doing their thing. But it's different when you have someone that's actually a big player in this whole Kardashian game. And y'all are talking crazy about the Kardashians, bro. You're going to say something misogynistic, bro. And they're going to be killing y'all. It's very selective when they want to kill. So now you have him on. You're actually going to be looked at by everybody. And them Kardashian hive is going to come for you. All the liberals, everyone's going to come for you, bro.
Should we worry about Ray J? And his wife?
Nah, because they fucked with the wrong black man. And he got money. So, shit.
Okay. I'm glad that he said everything, though.
And it's already fucking up his business as it is. You're the guy that leaked the sex tape, but you piping out Kim K before. Bro, she's bad at sex.
Terrible.
Yeah,
I don't see the...
Yo, let's just put it up real quick. Let's review it real
Watch
quick.
it.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Chop up with the boys.
Yeah, let's just be with the boys bricked up.
You know who else is bricked up?
Huh?
YNW Melly.
Oh, I forgot about that, bro.
Yes, sir.
So what's up? He tried to escape prison or what?
That boy was trying to do
What's the
prison
story
break.
on
Prison
that?
break.
He thought he was in a fucking TV show.
My boy, yeah, honestly, bro, with the way that they are allegedly orchestrated that dumbass hit on his homies, bro.
Oh man,
niggas be like in over their heads and not realizing it. Like, you thought you were gonna be able to escape from prison?
I'll be like free YNW.
Bro. I mean, one day I was with Alvy and I forgot who else, and he's like, "Didn't you hear? YNW's about to come home." I'm like,
me.
bro, and I swear, you probably agreeing with him. Like, yo, no, it was his previous.
Okay.
I think she was saying too, like, no, yeah, he's gonna be free. I'm like, have y'all looked into any of this stuff? Like, all this stuff. First of all, there hasn't been a trial, so that can't be true.
Yeah.
But everything you look into when they're talking about, we got forensics that directly places him in the vehicle. We have basically like the trajectory of each bullet. We can see what direction both of his homies were shot in. Yeah. We have cell phone triangulation that places them at that scene. And we can clearly see that this guy was shot in the side of his head and this guy was shot in the back of his head. And then all the remaining bullet holes were from someone standing outside of the car just letting off shots. But none of those would have been the ones to strike the homies. Why? Because they're from the wrong side of the car that the guys were shot in. And like, there's just a lot of evidence that makes it look not good. But now, all right, let's get on to this prison break.
They said it on Twitter, bro. They said it on Twitter.
That's really what it was. Social media, like free YNW. Come on now.
Yeah, bro.
Headline culture. Woo!
All right, so let's see more about this prison break. But bro, everyone from his camp too. His manager been on different podcasts like, "Oh, why no, Melly's coming home. Melly is coming home, man." Like, I don't know what Melly telling y'all. I don't know what facts y'all reading. That nigga's not coming home, bro.
He knew he had a prison break.
YNW is not coming home, bro. Unless you don't believe in science or any type of evidence, he's not coming home, bro. I'm sorry, bro. To all the YNW fans, bro. His best days are behind him, dog. Look at this nigga mugshot, bro. He's a demon. All right, now let me get into it.
Isn't his last name Demons?
Yeah, his last name is Demons.
There you go. All right, YNW Melly stands accused of plotting a prison escape in a plan that included his lawyer allegedly sneaking in a set of handcuff keys. YNW Melly has been accused of... This accusation was made during a court hearing. Okay, so it was made in court on Tuesday. Jamel, YNW Demons, that's wild, has remained locked up since his arrest in 2019. He is currently awaiting trial for first-degree murder charges. Prosecutors allege, yeah, we know. Murders his homie, YNW Sack, YNW Juvie. Latest development, come on. Oh, he was accused of possessing shanks and pipe bombs. Yeah. This comes just days after that accusation. A fellow inmate claimed the rapper had them in his cell. A statement shared by the Broward County Sheriff's said they had detailed evidence that was found in correlation with an escape plot. Let's see. On April 11th, Broward. Oh, okay. And Jamel Demon. So there's 3 of them, both housed in the same unit at the main jail, planning an escape from jail by having Demon's attorney bring in 2 handcuff keys to aid in the escape. Additional information provided from the source was that Lewis had a shank and drugs. Who the fuck is the attorney? Who's obviously going to lose their bar now.
I'll show you the picture.
Who was giving him keys. Like, is this one of them niggas from the block? And he, like, put them on and sent him to school or some shit. Yeah. He's like, yeah, bro, I passed the bar, man. I got y'all.
Like. He for sure bringing it. He for sure bringing it.
This nigga tripping, bro. And what's the plan?
Jason Rogers.
Bro, after. And what I don't get is, like, maybe at some point in being moved, he's in handcuffs, because, like, you're not even walking around the yard in handcuffs anyways. But perhaps when he's being transported to a certain place, that's his plan, uncuff the handcuffs and, like, move. Maybe he's soon going to be extradited to a different prison or something. But I don't understand the plan. But that is so stupid.
Do you ever think that
and that's how you know he's guilty, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Nigga trying to run. Okay.
But wait, hold on. I read that part too, when they're like, okay, if somebody tries to run, they're for sure guilty. But what if you're actually trying to make the escape because they weren't, like, you actually didn't do it, but you just know that they have evidence on you and they're going to be able to prove it in court?
You did it. Why they got that evidence?
I bet there's people who've been falsely accused of shit.
Falsely accused, but, like, if you're falsely accused, you're still assuming you're going to win.
But they lost in court, and then they have to.
Yeah, but he hasn't had his day in court, though.
I'm not just saying him. I'm just saying that statement that they make, that it's like, okay, if he's trying to escape, then he's guilty for sure. I bet there's nuances.
Bro, if you're trying to escape before your court date, guilty. You're what? You're just impatient?
Yeah.
Bro, fuck that, man. This shit happening too slow. I'm out this bitch. Like, that's not a logical thought. Like, if you could possibly beat your case and be off free, scot-free, obviously sitting there sucks, not having bail sucks, but you're gonna run the rest of your life, and then, like, just try the trial while I'm not there, and then if I win, they could just let it go. Like, nah, bro, you did that shit. We know you did it.
YNW for sure did it.
And if you got a problem with it, come see me, dog.
Do you think that sometimes when
locked up, that's when you talk shit.
Do you think that when prisoners are locked up and they hear that somebody's gonna escape, they might snitch on them because it might ruin their chances to escape?
Hell yeah.
And the prison might get a little bit harsher because somebody tried escaping or they did escape?
Bro, honestly, I don't know. I feel like nowadays it's tough.
I be watching videos about prison culture and shit like that. So, like, a thing is like, you don't tell
into the culture.
Nah, but there's a prison that, like, people be leaving jail. You know, TikTok now and YouTube. They be talking about their jail experiences and shit like that. They're like, all right, don't tell nobody when your jail date is or when you about to leave.
Oh yeah.
Because they're gonna try to fuck it up. You know what I mean? Just because they're hating on you. Just because they know you about to get out and they know their date is not anytime soon. So it's like they'll hate on you for any reason in jail.
Yep.
So
damn.
So yeah, somebody for sure snitched just because, like, let's say he came up with a plan like, hey, yo, we trying to leave, and they know YNW might be the one to leave because he's famous and got, you know, more notoriety and shit. Somebody would snitch.
Scumbag.
And then they snitched on boy, like you said, and they found the shank. They found the thing.
Well, no, they didn't find it in his cell.
They didn't find anything in his cell.
Yeah, his cell is clear, but the other
they said he had a pipe bomb in his cell.
Bro,
what you about to do?
Nah, they found rolling papers in a Clonopil.
Yeah,
Clonopin. They found a few other things, but I didn't hear anything that they actually found a pipe bomb.
Yeah, I think it's just accusations.
But like in his cell, they found like some clothes. That was pretty much
just like excessive clothes. Excessive clothes.
Nigga had that Amiri.
He was flying.
Where you get this?
Nah, he had that Kanye shit. You know that Kanye shit before
they ripped it up with the fucking.
Nah, that'll be fine. They'll be like, we got some old shit.
We got some clippers. We can rip this shit up.
So, but that's crazy.
Do y'all want to see YNW locked up?
I never really cared about him when he was free, so him being locked up.
I got murder on my mind.
I never.
You were fucking with that?
No, I didn't really
care.
On my mind.
You didn't watch the Cole Bennett video he directed?
Yeah, dude, YNW was hard, bro.
The Cole Bennett
I probably saw it,
music video is the one with him and Kanye singing.
He better than 03?
Bro.
Stop it. Please stop it.
Yo, he looks
similar
scary
though.
as hell. Like, he looks so scary, but he's super scrawny.
Bro, yeah, that's why, like, niggas be having such an affinity for these niggas that we don't even know. He looks like a demon, acts like a demon, and had a whole, like, that song ring a little different now. I got murder on my mind. Like, he not playing. It's not just a great song. Like, this nigga had murder on his mind. He's a murderer.
But if you were like 9 shots in, they're playing it, and you with the fans.
I'm still singing. I like that song. I'm still singing, but like, just thinking of that song, it's like, yo, this nigga really had murder on his mind. Like,
he was talking about killing his mama.
And then you gotta think about like all the other people who actually have murder on their mind around you.
Imagine I'm like, man, when I catch the nigga, we gonna strip him, beat him up till his face blue, and then you find out like this guy caught his homie and beat him up with his face blue. You're like, duh, he's a sick nigga, bro. Yeah. Like, I was listening to shit like, man, this is fire, bro. Like, but like, you really sick. You sick, man.
You got some good parents.
It's only fire when you know that they're not.
But them niggas are like dumbasses. Like, straight dumbasses.
Yeah, they.
I mean, the fact that it's your homies too, bro. Like, you couldn't put together a better plan.
Sprayed the homies is just like such a bad sentence.
Yeah, you wild. But like, come on, bro. Like, I don't understand when people commit to doing a crime like murder, and they haven't thought more stuff out. Like, this wasn't spur of the moment. You and your boy had a plan to shoot your other 2 homies, right? And you didn't want to think like, how could we best stage this as a drive-by? Like, you guys didn't think about it at all. We're gonna shoot him, get out the car, then shoot up the car. No one told you that. First of all, there's shell casings inside of the car, my guy. Are you fucking stupid?
Whoa.
Are you fucking stupid? Like, that, you have to be an idiot, bro. Like, stick to music because you're retarded. You're very slow in the head. Like, prison might be best friend. Give him time to read.
He probably wouldn't have made that song if he didn't do that, right?
Yeah.
Damn, bro. That's some bullshit.
So, man, that happened before the song came out?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Yeah. I think the song might have been out before then. Or, honestly, I have no idea.
Because he had it on his mind.
But regardless, like, the nigga had it on his mind.
That makes so much sense. He had it on his mind. He did it. And then he was like, this song's about to go platinum.
But wait, didn't he also threaten his mom?
I think there was a rumor that one of his boys had threatened his mom or something like that.
But it wasn't him?
He was in prison.
I thought the story was him. Like, he threatened his mom.
This was when he was in prison.
YNW threatened his mom when he was in prison?
Yeah. No. I just remember that story being... I know which story you're talking about. I just don't remember the details of it. It happened while he was in prison.
But wait, what was the gist that his homie was tripping on his mom? Because I remember his mom did cuss out one of his homies saying like they were on some shit.
I would think that it was the homie. Because it's like, how is he... I bet they're not going to be talking to him. I bet she's not going to be calling him, oh, you got collect call from Mrs. Demons. Like, what?
Mrs. Demon. Like, bro, the whole thing, man, I ain't got no pity for them, bro. Go sit, go do your time. And I don't even care about, like, oh, his friend was tripping out on his mom or what. I actually just don't care.
It was the son's alleged victim. So it was alleged victim.
Oh, see that? Yeah, that's what they said. Like, one of his partners had smoke with his mom, which is weird. Why are y'all kicking it? Like, how do you even have smoke with someone's mom? But his mom was like tripping out. There were some old videos of her like threatening and going crazy on. Regardless, like, I don't even care. Like, even if he was called your mom a bitch, whatever it was, disrespected her, like, you're still an idiot. Like, it's not like you spur of the moment shot him in your house or something. No, bro, you planned it. You literally did a hit on your boys. We're dancing at a music video that same day. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna be good. And carried out the stupidest hit you could ever carry out, bro. You guys got to think a little more. Like, this is your one shot to do this right. Because it's not like you're going to bury the body somewhere. No, you pulled up to the hospital. Bro, you know they drove with the bodies in the car for quite some time? I think they say it was like an hour or 30 minutes.
See, but they can time test that.
Exactly.
They can see like when the first bullet is.
What they did
bro,
in that car.
I could not get away with murder for sure because like I'm not even thinking about these things.
You'd have a better chance though.
Yeah, right. Well, if I know you,
you probably wouldn't do no dumb shit like that. That's like common sense though, bro. Like, watch CSI for a week, bro. See what? They got forensics. Okay, the bullets. Okay, the fucking trajectory of the bullet. Oh, it's like you shoot someone in the back trying to be like, nah, he was running at me. All right, it's like this. It's like if I shoot someone in the back, oh, he was running at me, and then I flip him over on his back, and then I'm just shooting up his chest, standing over him, like, good, this will make sense. Bam, the bullets are hitting the ground under him, so they're gonna be able to see you stood over him, and like, come on, bro, like, people are idiots.
Yeah, I'll get caught instantly, bro. That's not even fun.
You would have went over him, dumped on him, and been like, yeah, bro.
Self-defense.
You know, I have seen. There's a story of fathers that have done this. Basically, what happens is like, or maybe I just saw it on the show, but it's usually based off real shit. The son accidentally shoots a guy in the forest, right? Because they're like camping. Sorry, they're hunting.
If you shoot a guy in the
with
forest,
his rifle, he shoots the guy. The dad comes over like, fuck, son, like, you fucked us up. So then the dad takes the barrel of his gun and shoots it into the body, into the same bullet hole, so that now you can't tell whose gun it was fired from.
Whoa,
But that only worked back then. That wouldn't work now.
Okay,
just because the trajectory, you're standing right over him. Like, it's still not good unless you
line back in the day, they couldn't, like, you couldn't
so much
understand.
DNA, or like they didn't have DNA like that for so many things. So many crimes went unsolved.
So when you're tracking the trajectory of like a bullet, what kind of science is that? You're saying it's not DNA, right? It's
no, not DNA. But I was just saying, like, from past stuff when they didn't have DNA, like, so many cases have been found where, like, they find the person who did it just because back in the day we didn't have DNA, but there was that print, there was all this other shit. Like, they just were so far behind. Trajectory, they dead ass, from what I understand, they use lasers and like strings, which is why, not to bring up something random, but like the Breonna Taylor stuff, bro, like, they have the forensics on that is crazy. Like, when you see all the different bullet holes, and they have like a graphic of it where you show all these red lines, dog, they all unloaded their clips, were loaded up again, and kept unloading them, bro. The amount of shots fired in that place was so ridiculous. But like, all over the room. Imagine they shot up the entire place, bro. It's really crazy when you look into that shit.
You can tell like the rifling of the bullet, or like how much damage is done to the spot, like what distance the bullet could have been going. They have all that.
This is all in like ballistics report.
Yeah, ballistics and shit.
Oh, okay.
Ballistics and forensics.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, that's motherfuckers really improved.
They're like, okay, by the impact of that, the velocity was coming that fast. It had to be at a distance of yada yada. It's like some formula shit.
And you can't even have your cell phone on you, dog, because they triangulate this with the cell towers. It's only gotten better, bro.
Yeah,
they'll ping exactly where it was at.
Well, and
even when your boy Adnan got locked up, they did it off cell phone towers.
Who's Adnan?
Serial? You never heard of that?
Nah. I'm a hip hop head, baby.
No, it's not hip hop. It's not hip hop.
Oh,
it was this guy named Adnan. He was brown. That's why I said your boy. He was from Baltimore, and it was a huge case because he was a 17-year-old kid. His ex-girlfriend ends up dying, and then basically he gets locked up, and he could never figure out his alibi, what he was doing that day. And the prosecution, basically it was a really flawed investigation, really flawed trial, but he ends up being found guilty. And they make a podcast. This lady, I forgot her name. I don't want to butcher it, but she makes a podcast called Serial, where she basically documents all of it, talks to so many people from Baltimore. And this was like over 20 years ago. He was locked up for a really long time. And so it made so much noise of people trying to get him out. But, dude, the facts, it's like a murder mystery in real life. You should watch Serial. If you ever want to watch a crime podcast, it'll have you hooked. And it's one of those ones you watch and everyone has a different perspective. Did he do it? Did Jay do it? What happened? What really happened? And they have all this testimony from different people. And it's just crazy. Like, one guy that was supposedly with him all day is the one that turned him in and basically said all this stuff, but that guy wasn't super credible. Like, there was just so many flaws in the case, but also stuff where it's like, but why would he lie about that? Why would this lady say that they were acting really weird that day? Why would, there's so much crazy stuff. But
bro, I feel
he recently got released.
Hey, let's go.
But one of the biggest evidence, though, is why is your phone at this park where the body was found? You can't cap about your phone being there. Yeah. And you saying you gave Jay the car so we could go do this, but now, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, bro. That should.
So even back then they had cell triangulation, but it wasn't as good. The pings weren't as good. Now, way better.
Yeah, I'm watching that, beating my meat.
Yeah, it's it's all audio though, but it's definitely worth it, bro.
Okay.
Especially long drive, it's really fun to watch. So even with someone,
if somebody gets killed with like a knife or something, is there a report for that as well? Like, because I bet
report something.
Because it's like, how do you even figure that out? You just kind of have to draw that.
In terms of what, like, figure what out, like how deep a knife went. You can figure out how deep a knife went, where a knife went, like the angle. You know what I'm saying? Like
the angle of the cut, like just like insurance report,
sure.
right?
You can tell
like
the angle
how deep it went, just by how hard you went. Like you can figure all that stuff.
Slash or
it's like insurance, right? Like, bro, if you get into an accident, they have to read how the car was hit and at what angle and what weight, because it's like they've probably had data.
I was gonna say, imagine having data for years, like decades, like of 20. Okay, so we know it was a harder stab because we have so many cases where we've seen that before.
People been killing since the beginning of time,
right. So now we can study that.
Autopsy report, they can, they're looking at your body, like what organs were hit. I mean, honestly, I feel like stab is super simple. Like, did you get stabbed? Did he slash him? How deep was the stab? What happens though, a lot of times, when people stab people like this, their hand slips, so then some of their blood ends up contaminating the other blood. So you can actually get a reading off that. When you stab someone, usually people end up cutting them with their own hand. Yeah, because the blood, your hand's going to slip off that thing.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. You think if Melly was still out and he was free, think he'd be the next Jeffrey Dahmer?
Fuck, we gotta talk about Jeffrey Dahmer. Forgot about that.
That's why I brought it up.
But Jeffrey, because Jeffrey, that nigga's eating people, bro. Hell no, not even close,
Melly
bro.
got the teeth, son. Melly got the teeth.
Melly shot his homies.
Is that the same
Jeffrey Dahmer is eating up gay men.
Is gang, or maybe not
Gay
gang
black
violence,
men.
but just like no. Okay, let's say, are black dudes killing black dudes considered serial killers, or is it just serial killers that's considered serial killers? Because let's say YNW Melly gets off, kills 7 more people. Is he considered a serial killer as a street dude?
What you're trying to say is King Von considered a serial killer?
Is he considered a serial killer?
King Von,
Or
Why
is
did you
that-
make that
bodies,
connection to King Von?
because he had a lot of bodies.
Because he had a lot
in
of
Chicago.
bodies.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, like, do we consider that the same as Jeffrey Dahmer?
Mm.
Because serial killer kind of has like this ring to it.
But-
You got to be of a certain caliber of
You gotta
killer
be
to
white.
be that. Yeah, pretty much.
But with King Von, was it like all premeditated? Were some of them like in self defense? Were like
None of them were so.
Fam, when you have
Oh,
a hella
okay.
bodies, bro, you're not just fighting crime every day.
he's
All
Batman?
right, serial killer.
Bat Von.
A person who commits a series of murders, often with no apparent motive, or typically following a characteristic, predictable behavior pattern. I don't think you consider gang violence serial killing because there is a motive, and it is like based around something. I feel like that's what differentiates it. A serial killer is like they're just targeting basically like innocent people, even if they're not innocent, but it's not in a way that's related to them. Like it's not like they have a specific beef with a person.
a group behind.
Yeah,
them.
exactly, like
Yeah.
a group. Because ain't no a serial killer that just keeps like having issues with someone at their job, then they just kill him. Like
Yeah,
it should
because
make no
that's a
sense.
motive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it has to be. Yeah, serial like Jeffrey Dahmer, my man, just killing gay black dudes. I actually haven't watched too much. Have you? How are you feeling about this documentary? People are having issues. How do you feel about the documentary?
I look, because in other words, like I would not have found out about this. I feel like if I really looked into it, like it just wasn't as appealing to me looking at it. Like I've heard of the name. I know this fool was a cannibal. I know he was killing people.
Cannibal Lecter.
Exactly. So there's like few people. It's like, yeah, I might do a little bit of research. I read, I get bored. When Netflix makes something, it makes it a little bit more interesting to watch versus like, sometimes documentaries.
See, I'm more of a documentary guy.
It's just that.
They got one coming though, by the way.
It's just that the mass.
Of Dahmer?
I feel like
Another
masses-
one?
No, they're having a documentary. I'm not a big dramatized guy. I don't really like it. I'm watching this one because like it'll be a fun watch for like Nas and I, but I'm not a big like I want to see the documentary. Like they had the Lakers shit, wasn't feeling it, bro.
Really?
I didn't even watch it. I'm just not into that stuff. Like I don't really care to see the writer and the director and the producers, their vision and how they wanted to tell a story, because like most of the time they're not that accurate. Like Jerry West came out right out. He's filed a lawsuit like that shit is not accurate. People came out and said like that's not true. He was, whatever it is. I want to hear. I like the information. I like the documentary, and I like the way the documentaries are filmed. I don't want to see this dramatized version of stuff.
I feel that if for the masses, they're not going to sit down and watch the documentary just because it's super slow at the beginning and then it's a lot of facts. That's not something that's enticing to people. But when
Surviving
it's
R.
dramatized,
Kelly.
yeah, that with
It's
testimonials
just how
and
you tell
everything.
it.
Yeah.
Hotel Cecil. It's just how you tell it, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly.
True. But it's just that initial spark to get past that. I bet Hotel Cecil wouldn't have been as poppin' if we weren't in the pandemic.
We were still in the pandemic.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when everybody was talking about it. Okay. So look,
Fire
when-
Fest.
When it's dramatized, I didn't watch that.
Shit went up.
When it's drama,
Woodstock 99. That shit's going up, bro. People like documentaries.
but it's not something that the masses will love because it's not like made like Hollywood.
It's not palatable.
Exactly. That's a good word.
Well, the masses will still love it, but I think you're saying that a lot of people do like
The dramatized.
Yeah, they like dramatized.
I bet
stuff.
more people. A lot of kids wouldn't have watched it. Like
Why
now.
are kids watching this shit?
Because
Jeffrey Dahmer?
motherfucker, you was reading about this shit, the serial
Bro,
killers
when I was a kid, bro,
You
I
didn't
used to
read
love
about
reading
serial
But I don't think
killers?
their demographic they're pushing toward is like we got to get the kids watching this, man.
It's
Yeah, nah.
the demographic is eyes. Like whoever watches it watches it.
Well, a demographic is not eyes. A demographic
I-
is a setting.
no,
it's
I-
not
I-
eyes.
okay, get technical
everybody.
with
We
it.
want
I get
everyone
it.
to watch it. Anyone and their mom. Who are we targeting, sir?
Everybody.
That's what that fool at Apple was doing. He's just like, get phones in pockets.
But yeah, I feel like me personally, like I didn't do enough research into it with Netflix. The way that they did it, the actor that they had, I was way more tuned into it. The thing that's fucked up is that the families of the victims have to relive this shit.
Yeah.
And this is why I wanted to ask you a question. The question is, do you think there should be compensation for victims' families every time they make a doc, movie, or shows about a murder?
Nope.
I just don't know how that works out legally, but I mean,
Do I think there should be one?
I mean, because who makes money off of it, right? Like
just
Jeffrey.
to their immediate family.
I think
I'm
it would
not
be
saying
nice-
the generation.
I think it would be nice, but I don't think that it should be required or expected. Niggas is making a movie. It happened.
But honestly, no, I think they should actually. Because I feel like the producer, the director, whoever's doing it is profiting off of the despair of somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it is years later, you know? And like people keep making movies about it. People keep making documentaries about it. It's like, yeah, at some point, I don't want to keep seeing my family or my cousin's name thrown everywhere because
time.
Jeffrey Dahmer ate them. Like, I don't want to keep seeing that shit. You know,
so
like,
are you trying to say that you think black people should boycott it?
I'm not saying I think black people should boycott it. I think we have an issue as Americans where we just love violence. We're just so soothed by it to where we just love it to see it so much because we see it on documentaries. So why do we need to have a dramatized version of it?
Well,
you know?
I asked because Boosie weighed in. He said, as black people, we should boycott the Jeffrey Dahmer movie. What he did to our black kids is fucked. Is fucking sick. Hashtag Netflix, take this movie down. It's sick. All right, Netflix isn't taking the movie down.
Yeah, no.
Us as blacks, we need to ban this. Jeffrey Dahmer movie. This is some sick shit. What he did to our race. This is some sick shit. We need to boycott this damn movie, Netflix. This is sick. Again, he went on more. This is sick. The victim's family should be getting paid off every dollar Netflix made. This is fucking sick. He needs to get his vocabulary up, man. we need to ban this Jeffrey Dahmer movie. This is some sick shit. It's sick.
Sick.
My man. Wait. Is this? Oh, you know what? Okay, I think that's what he said on live. Okay, fine. I could see him repeating himself that much on live because I'm like, how are you still typing that? The first one was a tweet.
That's funny.
But
I mean, I see his point though, especially in the Jeffrey Dahmer case because he was saying he was targeting black people because he knew he wasn't gonna get caught.
Yep.
So it's like, but Jeffrey Dahmer, I wouldn't say he was racist, but he kind of got away with it. So it kind of just seems like, you know, he knew he wasn't gonna get pressed because of the race thing, you know.
Yeah.
So he was.
But why are all your victims black? That's the.
They weren't all black.
I thought they were all black.
Oh
damn! Then I be misinformed.
I think at that point, because I've heard I watched an infographics on this stuff, and he had started when he was like younger, I guess. But they weren't all black. But I think as he progressed, he started targeting black people because he knew the cops wouldn't investigate it the same, especially black and they're gay, and things were just much worse at that time. And for both of those demographics, blacks and gays. But I just don't think. I think you lose a little bit of power in saying like, why are y'all posting or putting out what he did to our community? Because you didn't have a problem when we put out what's his name? Zac Efron played him.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah, that's how you fuck up a take right there. You weren't saying this when you said maybe I'll find a way to fucking edit it in, but you weren't saying that when you saw Ted Bundy doing his thing. The Ted Bundy tapes, he was doing it to all women. Women. Why are we? I just don't think we should make it into a black people thing. I think you should just hold the stance of this is sick because you're basically glamorizing what he did to these people and dramatizing it. Like all this stuff, had it been a documentary, we're not seeing the in-room violence. We're not seeing the bodies. We're not seeing different stuff like that. We're not seeing that guy fucking sucking on his finger. That was weird, bro. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen the new one. Nah.
Watch the first episode. You know what's so funny?
I don't want to watch it.
I told Nas, because I know she's not going to have an easy time watching that. Oh, you seen it. That scene where he's sucking on his finger. And I'm like, no, Nas, you got to watch. No, watch. Something crazy about to happen. Watch. You can't take your eyes off. She's like, nah. Like, I'm like, no, trust me. But I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm just like, trust me. You got to see this part. So she won't take her eyes off of it. And like, nothing happened. But forced her to watch.
I also feel like they made so many docs and so many articles, so many.
Yeah, you got to have an issue with all of them. You can't just have an issue with this one.
Because Jeffrey Dahmer did a tell-all.
Yeah,
some people won't do the tell-all. They'll just kind of.
They do a tell some.
Exactly, or tell none. You know, they're just like, all right, just remember me for that, bitch.
Like John Gacy, bitch ass.
He didn't say anything. He didn't say why he did any of that. What did he do?
He just died laughing. Smiling in the faces of the victims.
That's evil.
But what do y'all think about, like, I don't know, I'm curious what the thoughts are, because Boosie's point, like, I just think you can't make it just about this movie. I think you need to say, in general, we should not be glorifying or giving these people light, these serial killers, or telling their stories or telling what happened.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with race.
I feel like this might not be the greatest take, but or not a level.
We're not
take.
Expecting it to be, don't worry. Just funny.
Like, I don't think we should glamorize mass shooters at all. But when it comes to serial killers, I feel like
give them a little bit of glam.
We kind of need to know about these types of people in the world. Because it's like, your friend could be this type of person. So your friend could be the psychopath, but you just can't tell. So it's like, if you have this in your head that, oh, okay, maybe I listen to Serial or I watch true crime, all these different types of things. It's like keeping yourself prepared for a situation like that.
See, but that's different though, right? And here's why. Because a documentary is more educational. Right. You might find entertainment out of that documentary, but it's still coming from a place of like, okay, here's the facts, here's what happened, and now we can kind of investigate. Dramatize it, that's straight entertainment at that point.
Oh yeah.
To where now you've made them a superstar in their realm, right? And it's like they want the notoriety.
He's the main character,
right? They want the notoriety anyway. So instead of just keeping it at a base level, here's what happened: A, B, C, D, E, F. Nah, let's make a whole movie about them. Got the lighting all nice, the cinematography, and
so many.
Like it just looks beautiful. It's a beautiful presentation, but he's killing people on screen. It's like you just keep reliving that, and then you're not telling the truth all the time in the dramatization.
Because Hollywood, son.
Exactly. So now it's like it's more exploitative than what it already was in the first place. Yeah. So it's like documentary, you have way more leeway because it's like, all right, it's a truthful. You're trying to tell the story as it happened. Versus dramatization, you might mix around some pieces, add in some different stuff that didn't happen.
Because you're trying to make it more captivating.
Exactly. And you're adding your own director's cut, your own idea to how it went down, And that doesn't help anybody because you're not telling the truth.
That's why I'm always less interested in those movies because, like, I want to know the information. I want to know what happened, what was said to have happened, what the report is. I don't really just want to see what you... Because, bro, you're making a scene. You're shooting a scene. Yes, it's based off what actually happened, but you're shooting a scene, bro. You're making up the dialogue. We don't know what happened in the apartment. Like, you know what happened, but you don't know what the conversation was. You don't know what the... Like, come on, bro. Like, we don't know. You're making scenes and making all this stuff. We really don't...
But if it's all from his side...
But he wasn't sitting there telling him like, so then I said him this and then I told him that, like, and there are stories of like kind of what he did or what happened, but I don't know. I think it's different when you're hearing it from the third person as opposed to them painting a scene and having to, they got to keep the ball rolling. They got to keep it looking.
Yeah,
exactly.
I've seen dramatizations that keep it as close to the truth as they can, and those are great. Like those are fine,
What do you think about that? Do you think glamorizing serial killers versus mass shooters? Like, do you feel any type of way about it? Or we shouldn't glamorize them at all.
I look at them the same. Like, if you're gonna make like they made a movie.
If it wasn't a drama, like if it's all docs.
Well, even on the drama side, they made one about fuck man, my brain is like scrambled today.
Columbine, DC
Columbine,
shooter,
Columbine. Yeah, they made one about Columbine. Yeah, it was dramatized. It wasn't a big movie, but I remember I watched it back in the day, and it's I definitely see the moral issue with making a dramatized thing based off serial killers, based off school shooters. I do see an issue with that. And then when we're talking about documentaries, I see an issue with documentaries more on... Honestly, I see a moral issue with... Fuck it, all of it, honestly. But for me, I don't know. I think because I understand, like, it's business. They're doing their thing. They're going to make money. It doesn't really matter because people are going to be engaged. Just like it happens. It happened in life, and people are going to make content out of it. And people are going to be interested because it's interesting. It's not something that we frequently know about.
I want to watch it.
I think morally, from my point of view, documentaries are okay because they're trying to answer a question, right? Mm-hmm. A good documentary is going to have a question about a character or a situation and try to come to some type of conclusion. And even if you don't come to a conclusion and your conclusion is more questions, that's fine. Right? Because you're really trying to study it and really trying to understand like what's going on, like the intricacies of what's going on. Whereas a dramatization is just full on exploitation. But like, because somebody's profiting off, people are profiting off of both. But at least a documentary is trying to push the conversation instead of just like let's put a camera in people's faces, because there's a way to do it. Like good documentary, bad documentary.
But if it's dramatized, the family should get paid.
But that would definitely be the nice gesture. But also, like, would the family even want? Like, how do you even reach out to them? Hey, we just wanted to give you some of this. I know we made this whole movie thing. Like, the whole movie in itself, like, making it is fucked up. Like, and of course, you can't give it all to them. You'd give them some, but, like, I don't think it would be well received. But it would be a nice gesture.
I think the conversation needs to happen before you make the movie. And be like, yo, we're going to make it either way. We just want to give you some residuals from the movie every single time it gets played. Or whatever like, business deal that you're going to make out of it. It's just crazy. Like, documentaries is like, okay, I think people do need to know about this. I don't like the mass shooters. I hate the mass shooters.
The thing with documentary though is it kind of does the same thing as far as for the person committing the act. Like, if you knew you're gonna have a documentary written on you, you're like, fuck, I've made it, bro. This whole company wants to do a documentary, and a lot of these bum ass little school shooter kids, That's what they aspire to be like. They want to be like this guy. I want to be like, guys, we're going to have our own documentary. Everyone's going to talk about me. Like, because they never got talked about. They're in this little ass town. They're on social media looking up what everyone else is doing. And they're like, this is how I'm going to get my notoriety. I'm going to get the most bodies. I watched a story on these two kids. They're brothers. Bro, they literally killed their whole family with knives and shit. Like, I think one of them survived. There was a little kid, I think 2 or 3 little kids, and the mom and dad. Killed them all, and their plan was to go on the run and keep committing as many murders as they can, and they wanted to have the biggest count of murders. They wanted to surpass all the other ones they looked up to, and they wanted to be glorified. They want to have documentaries made on them, all this different stuff. So they still, psychologically, they do win and get notoriety off having documentaries. But I'm tearing up all that content.
I got a question.
I'm watching all the docs.
Yeah, I'm still
infographics, docs. I'm watching it all.
Yeah. Do you think?
And don't be mad at me for that too.
You think there should be because you're not the only one doing it?
No, I just don't care. Like, bro, the content is out there. I'm gonna watch it. Do I think that the people putting it out are morally right for putting it out? That's for them to worry about. That's totally on them. I didn't do it. I'm not in that field. I go watch whatever I want to consume, and I do like learning about that stuff for the reason you were talking about. You got to be aware of what's going on, bro. So if you a gay dude, think twice about going home with a nigga. Like, even though y'all both men, whatever, it's different from a female. If you can't fight, be careful. Or
I don't like the frequency of it.
What do you mean?
Just quick point. I'll let you, like, just the frequency. I feel like I've seen Dahmer's name more in the past 3 years than I have ever in my life.
Yes,
and it's
he's
like
intriguing.
Nah, but it's like
JD.
but like, why are we making so many movies about him now? Like, why are we making so many movies about, like, all of a sudden, you know?
Honestly, I feel like easy money too, though.
Exactly.
Like, if you look up like other serial killers and they've been talked about, like, can we form this into a movie? Because the story is already made for us, you know.
Because they had those real conversation tapes that came out, and then that was cool. That was interesting.
They make bank movies. They make movies about people robbing banks.
That's player.
That's way
that's
different.
cool.
So it's like
that's way different than like, nah, I'm predatory. I'm gonna take somebody's life, and here's how I did it. I raped them, cut their heads off, ate them, sent them back to their parents. Like, nah, come on, bro.
It's still the same idea of making money off of it. You're gonna monetize it. That's probably the reason that all these motherfuckers, you think they're just like, all right, we got this story. We're gonna paint this beautiful picture, and people are gonna love us for it, and they're gonna give us their money. And it's like, okay, isn't that how like all the fucking movies are created? So I know that, just like you said, it's not morally right.
Yeah, like the director, like, you're sitting there, this makes for a great film. Like, y'all, we had a blast shooting it, man. We really built a family. This was a great story we told here. All right.
I have a question. You think when people do serial killings or mass shootings, you think information about them should be released maybe in a certain time frame, maybe like 10 years later? So it's more like historical context versus
maybe
that, because at least let the families heal.
10 years is a lot though, because like by then the people that are in charge aren't even in charge anymore, and it's like maybe like a year, 2 years.
I don't think their face and name should be played on the media. I know we've talked about that, but I don't think they should have that notoriety yet.
Serial killers got to, man. I truly believe that. I'm just like, bro, this motherfucker.
We haven't had a serial killer come out in a while, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the police is too good now, bro. they be nice
that
with it,
might
bro.
be part of it, honestly.
My bad. This is going to be a little sidetracked. The police conversation. Remember how we have a friend, his brother owns a rap company, Mr. Charge Go, and they were throwing like Molotovs and they were like destructing the business people.
Who?
And then those
some
people,
randos.
some random people, they were like throwing Molotovs, candles, whatever. They're like breaking shit for the business that they own. And they called the cops, and the cops is like, what are we gonna do about it? And they had like a few words, and the cops clicked. So I was just thinking about it as like, we were talking about like, is it happening because of defund the police? Is it happening like because they're just like, I guess we're not gonna help a business? Like, what do you? I'm just like.
So people were throwing shit at the rap shop, like throwing Molotovs and stuff.
Molotovs. I think he told us they broke something as well, and then these dumbasses threw candles, lit candles all the way up there
because the Molotov didn't work. So yeah, they was trying to burn down the garage pretty much.
That's crazy.
And so they called the cops and was like, "Hey, yo, people were throwing Molotovs at us. We got them on camera. Like we could show you the footage." They're like, "Nah, don't even trip." Pretty much, because like, what do you want us to do? There's nothing we can investigate. And it's like, bro, but. Yeah,
that's interesting.
I mean, but probably I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I don't think a lot of cops are really trying to investigate that, bro. It's like somebody's throwing Molotovs at your business, that's not something they want to put on their plate. Like the paperwork probably doesn't make sense. Like they have to do a lot of paperwork as a police officer. So it's like, what are they really going to investigate? They're not about to run around the town trying to figure out through Molotovs.
Well, which is worse, throwing Molotovs or someone shooting at me?
I feel like it's easier to investigate a shooting than somebody throwing Molotovs.
Yeah, but that's like it. I think most likely the conversation was they threw Molotovs, but they didn't go off. But they're all here, but they were throwing stuff. Because if you were saying someone is at my house with a fucking Molotov trying to burn my shit down,
that's different.
Yeah, they're coming, bro. Like Molotov is no joke, bro. That's literally a fucking fire explosion type shit. Fire everywhere. Like they have to come for that. That's like saying someone shooting at me. Yeah, we're not gonna be there in time. Honestly, like they'd probably be done. So just let me know how. Like they probably were saying like, yeah, someone tried to throw stuff. There's glass all over. They tried to do this, and then they were probably already gone by then. Oh, and yeah, we have them on camera. The
camera part throws me off. It's like, okay, maybe the cameras aren't as good or whatever, but you still got some type of evidence.
You got business insurance? All right, dope.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, they had insurance money.
It's like, this fool's chasing me with a knife. He's running fast? Okay, well, I'll be honest. We're not going to make it in time, so what are we going to do, file a report? You know? All right, let me know.
Yo, that would be hilarious. Imagine you're calling the cops when, like, somebody is chasing you with a knife and you're on the phone with the cops, and then they're like, how much do you weigh? He's like,
that's the worst.
I'm 240.
What's your address?
Imagine you say 144, click. That'd be so fun.
Bro, we podcasted for so long. I think it was like 2.5 hours.
Let's go.
All right.
We need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
By out of here,
I take a piss.
I mean, off these cameras. I mean, air conditioning on.
Oh,
hell yes.
Headphones off.
Headphones
yeah, bro.
off.
Ear sweaty.
How'd you guys like the first pod with the headphones on?
I like it.
Can you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Now that's a stable. You got a little fucking Rafiki, and I got can you hear yourself in those, bro? Yeah, what's your joke?
I'm gonna take my shit up, bro.
Yeah, you're not funny. Comedian? Podcast comedian? Nothing. No, sorry. Comedian? Podcast comedian? Photographer.
No, not photographer.
Videographer.
Podcast philosopher.
Yeah, I like that one.
Oh,
that can be a podcast.
No, I was trying to have a negative. Yeah. I was trying to have a negative spin to it.
I'm about to leave again.
Misogynist.
It's about to be the third week ago. I just leave.
That's good. It's part of the. It's part of the outro.
Yo, why don't you bring more like women topics on? So maybe your narrative.
Why don't you talk about the hoes?
Yeah, man.
What was going?
Oh, you should have told us the story about your hoes.
Why? Don't tell it now. Don't tell it now. You can save it.
I've had women before. I don't need to fucking tell a story about the girl I date.
Last time you were a fucking road.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you pop up in the road and we know you got some poop,
that was different though. That was way different. Seal the deal. Nah, that was a whole different scenario, bro.
Tori's road wasn't the only thing open.
Hell no.
Let's go.
But you know what's funny? She got a black boyfriend now.
Let's go. Once they go
Change
black,
the whole game, bro.
Yeah.
they start doing some crack. What?
All right.
Tori, hey, why don't you go for a walk, champ? Go clear your head. It's the boys only.
It's been fun, y'all. I'll see y'all next week.
It's the comedians only now, bro. Hey. If you'll excuse us. Sakib, it's the comedians only. You can excuse us as well. Me and my laptop. I got Andrew Scholl's. Hey, I watch Andrew Scholl's special.
Fire.
Very funny.
Fire.
Very funny.
Abortion joke? Wow.
Dude, abortion was the best joke. That was the best shit right
after
there.
After the abortion, he talks about like, yeah, you know, a lot of women think that we're not we don't see eye to eye to a lot of things. She's like, yeah, we don't. And he's like, what do you mean? Free the nipple.
He's like, oh, I'll fuck with that. Bro, but the best part, because at the end of all that, when he said the shit about God, when we see God, that was totally her idea. Bro, he nailed it. He nailed it.
Greatest comedian
Suck him off, Sakib.
Greatest contemporary comedian right now. I know Dave Chappelle's still alive, Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, all of them. But him, raw material, killing the game, man. It's going to be the next GOAT.
He's not the greatest anything. Let's be real. Not the greatest podcaster, not the greatest stand-up comic, not the greatest social media comic.
How much does Joe Budden have for subscribers on the podcast? And how much does Flanger 2 have?
I wasn't even going to say Joe Budden, the best podcaster.
Joe
Rogan.
Yeah, he getting up there.
Yeah, and I don't know what the subs are. What are they?
It's getting dicey.
What is it?
Dicey.
Fucking Brandon Schaub.
Come on, man.
All right, fuck it, man. Let's just sign out this bitch. Then we'll look. Now I'm curious. All right, man. It's been a good one. Thank you all for viewing. If you're still viewing this, Nas, if it's you there, love you. Who else really be watching till the end?
Mom, I know you don't understand what we're saying, but I love you too.
Alhamdulillah.
Allahu
and salam alaikum.
You get the drops.
Good night.